Senate to pass a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown Saturday. It would keep federal spending levels the same through February 8th. Fox News is told the vote could come today, with a House vote possibly tomorrow. It's not clear, though, whether President Trump would sign it. He wants money for a border wall. An announcement's coming at 2 p.m. Eastern Time about whether interest rates are going up again.
Investors predict nearly an 80% chance of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates by a quarter point. That would be the fourth rate hike this year. Wall Street also bracing for Chairman Jerome Powell's outlook for next year, the Fed previously forecasting 3 more rate hikes in 2019. President Trump fired a preemptive tweet yesterday ahead of the Fed's policy meeting, urging officials to leave interest rates alone. The Fed believes small, gradual rate increases are the best way to keep inflation in check.
That's Fox's Steve Rappaport in New York. Stock markets overseas today, mostly trading higher. Dow futures up 189 points ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. This is Fox News.
In Chicago, we have mostly cloudy skies, 34 degrees at the moment. We're heading for a high near 50 in some spots later this afternoon. Good morning, everyone. 5:02 on AM 560, The Answer. I'm Mike Scott. New information revealed about the 2 Chicago police officers hit and killed by a train on the south side. Authorities say officers Eddie Marmoleo and Conrad Gary were struck Monday night near 103rd Street and Cottage Grove Avenue while searching for a shooting suspect. The officers were apparently unaware that the Metro train that hit them on a viaduct over 103rd Street was approaching, because there was another train passing that drowned out the sound of the approaching Metro train. Police believe and base that account on body camera footage recovered from one of the officers. And it is a tough holiday season for the Chicago Police Department's 5th District. Mayor Rahm Emanuel saying this has been a particularly tough time.
I don't know when I've checked ever before a single district in a single year. Both these 2 young men, but the others from suicide and a heart attack, lost 5 officers.
In other news this morning, former Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy's name will be on the ballot for mayor of Chicago after fellow candidate Paul Vallis dropped his challenge to petition signatures. Meantime, 2 candidates running for mayor of Chicago are donating some campaign contributions they've received from embattled Alderman Ed Burke. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle will donate $12,000 to a pair of nonprofits, while Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza will give $10,000 to families of 3 Chicago police officers killed in the line of duty. And even more mayoral news, Bill Daley is crushing the competition when it comes to fundraising. Tribune reports Daley has raised more than $3.1 million since entering the race in September. You may have noticed he's already started running television ads. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle has brought in $1.7 million, mostly from unions. Gary Chico reported nearly $1.4 million in donations. In other news this morning, a drug trafficker from Chicago detailing how he moved tons of cocaine through the south and west sides. He's an accused drug lord working for Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Pedro Flores took the stand in New York Tuesday, saying he set up distribution networks around the country that moved all types of drugs from El Chapo, from Mexico, into the U.S. and across the states. Flores, who was born here, also opened up about meeting Guzman in Mexico and allegedly the hits ordered by El Chapo. Bear playoff tickets go on sale tomorrow. Fans can purchase tickets for a wild card game or a divisional game on Ticketmaster, online or by phone, if necessary. NFC Championship game tickets will go on sale at a later date. An investigation is underway after a Chicago high school on the north side received a bomb threat. An anonymous man called in that threat yesterday to Lincoln Park High School. The trial of a 17-year-old girl accused of murdering her mother in Gary is now on hold. Chastanae Reeves was set to go on trial January 22nd in the death of Jamie Garnett in February of 2017 at her home. Area police are searching for a group of suspects accused of stealing purses and a car in Skokie. Authorities say all 5 men stole purses from a Nordstrom at Old Orchard before crashing a stolen Audi on the west side of the mall. Those men ran to a parking lot at nearby Niles North High School, and then they swiped a Jeep from students at gunpoint. Police later found that Jeep abandoned and on fire near Cicero and Peterson. The Illinois Legislative Ethics Commission has chosen a permanent inspector general to investigate complaints against lawmakers. Former prosecutor and circuit judge Carol Pope was recommended Tuesday. Well, it sounds like something out of a Batman movie. Police in Aurora are testing a new non-lethal gun. Fires a rope. The hope is that the rope coils and then captures suspects. The BolaWrap 100 fires a 7.5-foot rope designed to bind a suspect's leg or torso. It's marketed as an alternative to a taser. Major sports are in danger of disappearing at High School District 86 in Hinsdale and Darien. On Tuesday, the superintendent said the district is dealing with a major budget shortfall. As a result, has been forced to cut numerous sports and activities for next year at Hinsdale Central and Hinsdale South High Schools. In November, voters in Hinsdale turned down a $130 million referendum that would have paid for infrastructure improvements at both schools. The board announced Monday night, starting with the 2019 year, football, cheerleading, wrestling, swimming, water polo, and a few other activities would be cut. Another smaller referendum is scheduled in April. Chicago sports, defensemen Gustav Forsling and Eric Gustafsson both scored. Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1 at the UC. Tyler Johnson threw 4 touchdowns. UAB cruising over our Northern Illinois Huskies in the Boca Raton Bowl, 37-13. College hoops, Notre Dame beat Binghamton, and Loyola topped Benedictine in non-conference play. 5 Bears recognized for their stellar play, named to represent the NFC in the Pro Bowl. The news, a service of Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you. Still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike when you order the bike by 12/20. You get a free welcome gift, so you'll still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com, onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oakbrook Center, and Westfield, Old Orchard. 5:08, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Some job boards make you sort through tons of the wrong resumes, which makes finding a great candidate like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. That's not smart. The smart way? ZipRecruiter. They actively find and invite qualified candidates to apply. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G. with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with the Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% savings in-store and online. Subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
5:11 and a check on the morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Traveling east or west on the Eden Spur, traffic down to just one lane for long-term construction. Now, in the inbound Eisenhower from Addison to Wooddale, there's bridge replacement work happening and some lane shifts and restrictions, and that's long-term construction as well. Now, as you continue in on the Ike from Damon into the Burn, traffic squeezes down to just 3 lanes, and that's for ongoing road work. East on the Reagan, that's I-88. 55 on out to Route 83. 2 lanes are closed overnight until 5 a.m. North on 355, that's the Betts Toll. From International Parkway up to Butterfield, the left lane is blocked until 7 a.m. And then from Butterfield to Army Trail Road, the right lane is blocked until 6 a.m. That's traffic. I'm Mary DeBantis. From the Balance of Nature Traffic Center on AM 560, The Answer.
Didn't know we had Patty Hayes on the air this morning. Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official. I work with Patty Hayes. I know Patty. She's a friend. In the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, we believe it's Steve Williams.
Sun will start things off, then increasing cloudiness today, high 49. Cloudy tonight and tomorrow, low tonight 39. Some rain tomorrow, high 44. Clouds windy and colder on Friday with a daytime high 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560. The Answer.
34 in O'Hare, 35 along the lakefront. The National Weather Service says this morning 31 in Aurora. Our next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560. The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Did not see that coming. Good morning. Welcome to AM 560, Chicago's Morning Answer. Amy Jacobson here with the one and only Bruce Wolf. And
Hi.
Bruce, I have to tell you, you're very dressed up.
Yeah.
What's going on? Do you have a date later?
Well, actually, I think I'm going to have breakfast with Chet Kopic a little bit later.
Wait, he's having breakfast with Chet Kopic.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Chit chat, chat. What do you call him?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, I actually the sweatshirt that I've been wearing the first 2 days, I noticed that there were some food stains on it, and you were kind enough not to say anything about it.
I just thought of that as a shell because you had a different T-shirt on both days underneath the sweatshirt.
Actually, I did not.
You didn't? Did you wash this apparel before you wore it for a second time?
I don't sweat much, so I don't have sweat.
My
glands.
grandma calls it perspiring. We don't say we sweat. We perspire.
That's like in the old days. You didn't say pregnant.
What did you say?
I forgot what the word was.
With child?
No, it wasn't pregnant. Mike,
let's
you
turn
work
Mike's-
with Patty Hayes. You ought to know what the word was. Expecting.
Expecting.
You were
yeah.
expecting.
Yeah.
You didn't say
what
pregnant.
to expect
What's
when
wrong
you're
with
expecting was the big book everybody got, right? We did.
But it's the predated Dr. Spock. And Lamaze.
Did you do Lamaze?
3 times. 2
Well, you only
remedial
do it
Lamazes. The
you-
third time, we didn't even get to use it because the baby just dropped out when we got to
Okay.
the hospital.
Really?
Lamaze.
I know, but
3
Lamaze is...
times.
No, you go to the class, and you go to a Lamaze class and practice breathing.
Which is, that's all mythology anyway. They don't
It's
do
all
that
a bunch of-
anymore.
I know.
But I took it back
You
in
know what
that
it is?
day.
It's a good bonding thing with your
It
husband
was
and
a
the baby. And
It was a total myth, but this is how much we were, involved in all this. I took it once. Once would have been enough. But 2 remedial Lamaze classes after that?
I think that's overkill.
Well, how many kids do you have?
5.
Do you have a brood? You have 5 kids.
Yeah.
He has a quiver full.
How many years have we
Wow,
been working
I know, but
together?
5
Amy? You know
I still, that
nothing
is-
about me.
No, that's still hard to process that you have 5 children.
And 6 grandchildren.
Aye.
Yeah.
How
I'm
old
the father of our country.
How old's your oldest?
41.
Oh, my goodness.
So I have a kid who's almost as old as you are.
Oh, you know what? It's so
That's
sweet.
I mean, he's older than you are. He's like several years older
All right,
than
let's,
you are.
Right.
now you're
Now-
stretching the truth. Don't do that.
And Mike, how old is your kid?
He'll be
Oldest.
23 soon. My oldest.
Your oldest? And does he go to Hope College?
He
I know.
no.
You always wear Hope College gear.
I do. He went to Calvin in Grand Rapids
Okay.
for quite a while.
I was
now
kind
he's
of close. I was in Michigan at least.
yeah, but if you say he's at Hope and he went to Calvin, that's them's fighting words.
Yeah.
No, he's finishing up at Trinity International in Deerfield. So
I
he'll be
have
done
a
soon.
Trinity sweatshirt.
Do you?
Oh, you know, sports guys always get
Oh,
the
that's
free
right,
gear.
because
Sean Gale.
Leslie Frazier.
Leslie Frazier, good old number 23.
Was the football coach there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Leslie Frazier was there. So, yeah.
That we
always
know
said,
that is really scary.
everything I wear is free. Even the shirt I'm wearing is free. It was given to me by my best
who?
friend who gained a little weight. So he gave me his
So he gave you
Tommy
the shirt?
Bahama shirt.
I like it.
They're really nice.
No, that's very nice.
Put that on the live stream.
Are you having a Me Too moment right now?
Because you eyed me.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
creepy. I don't know why. And I'm the one doing it.
I'm being eyed.
You're being
by
eyeballed.
the architectural wonder.
Oh,
that is
that's
Amy
so
Jacobson.
sweet. That's so sweet. Big show today. Big
Well,
show.
Stonehenge is the one.
We have a lot to get to. I mean, were you how shocked were you yesterday?
About Flynn?
Flynn.
You know, I confess that it was like, somebody please explain this to me because I don't understand what's going on. But now I think I've made some sense of it.
Well,
and,
it was a stunning courtroom surprise. I mean, he went in there expecting to get no jail time. And the judge, Judge Sullivan, who we're going to tell you more about later in the program, he asked him 3 times, are you sure you don't want to postpone this? And then again, are you sure you don't want to postpone this? He did not take kindly. He slammed him, basically saying you sold your country out. And he asked prosecutors if he committed treason. So what does this mean for Flynn's future, and what does this mean for the Trump administration? 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line, 64636. Type in DA. Then a quick comment.
See, I misread it. It says Judge Emmett Sullivan, but I think it may be Judge Emily Latella because he changed his mind after he was informed that Flynn was not really an agent of a foreign country while he was being interrogated by the FBI. He'd given that up before in November, I think. So the judge was misinformed, and he had to take a few steps back. I think everybody needs to take a cleansing breath right now, as we say in Lamaze, and go back and come back in 3 months because the judge looked stupid.
Yeah,
well,
rather
he
foolish.
He did take a recess, and when he came back, he, apologized for the treason comment.
Yeah, well, that's a big apology.
Yeah,
that's a big. No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
They
I
asked
just
him, do you want to change your?
thumbs.
Do you want to change your plea? And he said no. But the thing that Michael Flynn's lawyers did was that they said that he was caught off guard by the FBI.
Now, here's what I
by the FBI interview.
Here's what I'm trying to piece this together, and I'm just inferring a lot of things. But he comes up with this memo. Both sides came up with sentencing memos, and Flynn's side, it wasn't exactly a mea culpa. He was chronicling how the FBI bamboozled him, seduced him into testifying. So the judge, to his credit, I'm trying to look at the evidence in a light most favorable to the judge right now. The judge says, well, wait a minute. And the judge has a reputation for being hard on prosecutorial misconduct. So the judge looks at it and he says, well, do you really want to plead guilty right now? Why don't you roll the dice right now and see what I do to you? Meanwhile, on the other hand, he's saying, well, you're a foreign agent, even though he's mistaken about that. And so Flynn doesn't know what to do at this point. And they wanted to come away with zero time. Is he going to get 6 months to a year or more, or whatever? Or, she rolled the dice and maybe
it was
maybe
an early
he's awarded
Christmas
damages.
No, it was an early Christmas gift. And here's a former federal prosecutor who was in the courtroom.
I think it's possible the judge actually gave Flynn a little bit of a break today. If he had imposed sentence today, he may have given Flynn some prison time.
Yeah, it's an early Christmas present.
Flynn was actually smiling during the earlier portion of the hearing, and he got a serious look on his face in a hurry.
Now that's the former federal prosecutor. Excuse me.
That?
The other person
Name
was
that
a U.S.
former federal
attorney. It's a man, and he has 2 legs, and he was inside the courtroom.
Dan
but said,
Webb?
No, but he said that that General Flynn was smiling and relaxed and happy, and then in an instant, everything changed.
Yeah, when your fate is on the line, it's easy for us to sit in the grandstands. But so I
So
get
listen to what he has to do. He has to stay within 50 miles of Washington, D.C., has to hand over his passport in January,
He's
and
a
has
flight
to
risk?
come back March 13th.
What's he going to do?
for
Join
formal-
Al Qaeda after he killed their
He's
leader?
a general. He's given 30 years to this country.
He
and we're
killed-
going to throw him in jail?
What's his
No,
name?
we
Zakawi,
can't.
Hakawi Zakawi, the Al
Sure.
Qaeda leader
Right.
who was responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. It was Flynn and I believe Stanley McChrystal who got rid of that guy.
Zarqawi,
He's
yeah.
a war hero.
I
He's
know.
a
That's why
war
we
hero, and he's
cannot
being
let him
treated
go
like
to
garbage,
prison.
Whereas Hillary Clinton's attorneys, Cheryl Mills and then Huma Abedin, get away with lying to the FBI, and that's why. And you know what? What's going to happen over the next several months is Trump going to release some documents here? Are we going to find out even more? Maybe it's going to even turn out better for Flynn by the time March.
Well, I'm
rolls around.
surprised because, President Trump keeps calling Cohen a rat. He's a rat.
Yeah.
He's not calling General Flynn a rat. And General Flynn has met with the special counsel 19 times in the past year.
Well, what was fascinating was the judge actually asked, he
What?
asked the government.
The judge looked clueless.
Well, no, but he asked the government, well, what's the underlying crime here? I mean, he lied, but what's the, and they go, the Logan Act, and the judge laughed at that. So, I mean, this is some malfeasance in search of a crime. And
he said, I'm not hiding my disgust, my disdain for your criminal offense. The aggravating circumstances are serious. Not only did you lie to the FBI, you lied to senior officials in the incoming administration.
That's not a crime. I mean, they've been doing that for centuries. Do you think the aggrieved party should be President Trump, right? You see President Trump wanting anything to happen to Flynn. So, where does the judge have standing? That's no big deal.
Well,
that
Sarah
he lied.
Sanders responded for the White House and for President Trump.
What we do know that was inappropriate by own self-admittance of James Comey is that the FBI broke standard protocol in the way that they came in and ambushed General Flynn, and in the way that they questioned him, and in the way that they encouraged him not to have White House counsel's office present. And we know that because James Comey told us that, and he said that the very reason that they did it was because the only reason that they did it, it was the Trump administration, and they thought they could get away with it.
Yeah.
Those are facts, and certainly there may be other issues there, but that we don't have any reason to want to walk that back.
The FBI can't, and the government can't argue that what Flynn did was commit a crime against this incoming administration when Comey himself wouldn't even tell the president that Flynn had lied about this. I mean, shouldn't he have informed the president about this? He had the opportunity to do it. He did. Well, and he says, well, no, I can't because there's an investigation. And that's the underlying thing. What's the big, there's no there, as Gertrude Stein, I believe, said, about Oakland. There's no there. There's no Russian collusion. It doesn't exist.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
Dashing through the snow to CVS we go. They're open all day long for beauty brands and bows. Lights to dress the tree and stocking gifts galore. Candy cards and photo gifts and deals throughout throughout the store. At CVS Pharmacy, we've got all the little things you need this holiday. Plus, select CVS Pharmacy stores now offer extended hours. This week, Hershey's Kisses are 2 for $6 and holiday photo cards are 30% off online. Dash to CVS Pharmacy today. Restrictions apply. See cvs.com/weekly ad for details.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
When you're hiring, some job boards make you sort through tons of the wrong resumes, which makes finding a great candidate like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. That's not smart. Then there's the smart way at ZipRecruiter. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter finds great candidates for you. That's why you should try it now for free. Their powerful matching technology scans thousands of resumes to identify people with the right skills, education, and experience, and actively invites them to apply to your job, so you get qualified candidates fast. And while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack.
ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. That's based on hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
AM 560. The Answer.
You know, we do have a big bowl game coming up on Saturday, the Bahamas Bowl, which is sponsored by Elk Grove Village. Who's in the Bahamas Bowl?
And we care about Elk Grove Village because why?
Because we are in Elk Grove Village.
We are actually in Elk Grove Village right now. Right off the Arlington
some of
Heights
our
Road
tax
exit on
dollars
the
are going,
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of our tax dollars are going to this bowl.
The Bahamas Bowl.
Yeah, because we had the big Boca Raton Bowl last night, and Chuck Kopic will be joining us at 8:38
to talk about
to break down the Boca Raton Bowl.
I'm going down to like the 20th. I still don't see a name on this story. Who's in the Makers
I know.
Bowl?
I don't know who's. Well, you know what?
I know.
Oh, yes, of course you know.
Trinity College.
It's FIU, Florida International.
Watch it.
And the
FIU.
And the Toledo Rockets, little Maction onto the
wow, thank you.
The Toledo Rockets and the FIU
Panthers, whatever they call them at Florida.
Don't be so dismissive, Mike.
You know, it's Florida. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys' ego is really big. Let's go quickly to Philip, who joins us on our Turnkey.pro answer line. Good morning, Philip. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. A couple of facts. Flynn lied to the vice president, and then the vice president unintentionally lied to the American people. And I guess he lied to Trump, too, so Trump fired him. Right. And it's the thing about it, I wish that, there was somebody higher than Trump other than the American people that can fire Trump. But he also lied to the FBI. And so...
But he wasn't allowed representation for that interview. And Peter Strzok was the one who went to the White House and did the interview. Peter Strzok, of all people.
What did the judge say? The judge asked Flynn, did he intentionally lie, and was he entrapped? Flynn said no. He had to say no, because if he lied to this judge, he already knows that he's probably going away for a longer spell than 6 months.
Philip.
So why not believe Flynn what he's saying in front of the judge?
Because
under oath?
Flynn, because he made a deal, and legally he knew that he had no out, but he didn't want to roll the dice there. I mean, he didn't really have. He made that deal. He wanted to get zero time. It's very expensive. The guy's probably broke now. I mean, think about that. A war hero is probably broke right now.
Knee deep in
come on, you know this, Philip. You know this whole thing stinks.
Right.
You know this whole thing stinks.
A war hero can't lie and be a traitor?
No, he did lie.
He's not a traitor.
He's not a traitor. He did plead guilty to it. He recognizes. I just don't think. Thanks, Philip. He was contrite enough.
Good call.
Yeah, but I don't think he was contrite enough yesterday in front of the judge. Mike Flynn. If he walked in a little smiley, a little cocky, doesn't sit well, especially if it's because any prosecutor and special counsel can recommend any sentencing, but it's up to the judge to decide what they're going to get. Anywhere from 0 time to 6 months. And I think he gave Flynn an early Christmas present. That's why he's coming back in March, so that he could spend time with his family over the holidays.
Well, he's not going to get 6 months later. But, I mean, here's the problem. I mean, I think you're right that the judge, hey, it's my courtroom. This isn't being tried in the media, on the cable stations and everything. I get to do what's right and just. I see this memo here. Oh, you're trying to and he's playing a little game there with Flynn. Oh, you're giving me a memo that says that the government did something wrong? I'm hard on prosecutors. You want me to do something? On the other hand, you're a traitor. Oops, I made a mistake too. So the judge had a little egg on his face. Everybody gets to take the cleansing breath, and then they'll come back in March. And I still think he's going to get 0 time.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, why there was confusion on the tracks for those 2 beloved Chicago police officers. And later, were you a Laverne or Shirley fan?
Marianne and Ginger. That's who I was.
But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
34 degrees this morning. The European Union says there may be a huge leak of sensitive information after a hack on its diplomatic communications system. They blame that attack on techniques used by the Chinese army. A new report claims Facebook had arrangements with some of the world's largest tech companies that gave them access to its users' personal data. Tech companies like Netflix and Spotify, according to the New York Times, had an arrangement that gave them the ability to read Facebook users' private messages. Federal judge is delaying sentencing for former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Judge Emmett Sullivan accepted a recommendation for a delay. President Trump says Democrats don't need to worry about the wall he wants to build on the U.S.-Mexico border. It will be made of architecturally designed steel, not concrete, and the wall will be not only beautiful, but give the country security citizens deserve. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer not accepting Republicans' new offer on border security.
We had an offer out on the table for days. Ours is the only offer that I know that could pass both houses.
The Senate is signing off on major changes to federal sentencing laws. Senators overwhelmingly passing First Step Act on an 87-12 vote yesterday.
On this vote, the yeas are 87, the nays are 12. On this motion to concur in the House amendment with an amendment has been agreed to.
The House passed a similar version in May. The Trump administration is pushing to ban bump stocks.
A 90-day period now begins, which persons in possessions of bump stock type devices must turn those devices to an ATF field office or destroy them by March 21st.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Federal judge yesterday threw out a lawsuit filed by 15 students who claimed they were traumatized by the deadly school shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High in February. National Weather Service confirming a tornado touchdown in Port Orchard, Washington, near Seattle. Many residents witnessed the crazy weather firsthand.
Right now, Safeway parking lot. I'm in the gas station. Say we had a tornado touching down.
The tornado caused major damage to some homes, and the rare storm toppled trees on Tuesday afternoon. New information revealed about the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train on the south side. Officer Eddie Marmoleo and Conrad Gary were struck Monday night. Police believe that they did not hear the approaching Metra train because another passing train drowned out the sound of it. Police based that account on body camera footage from one of the officers. The Cubs are launching their own TV network in 2020. Sun-Times says the team will operate their own regional sports network with Sinclair Broadcast Group. Meantime, the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox will change their long-standing TV relationship with NBC and Comcast. Actress Penny Marshall is dead. The famed director was 75, but she is remembered by many, including her former co-star, David Lander.
It was always the intelligence. Not that I thought she was stupid. What amazed me was how intelligent she was. And that's why she was a good director. She really was.
The Bronx native got her first big directing job in 1986 for Whoopi Goldberg's Jumpin' Jack Flash. With her second film, Big, starring Tom Hanks, Marshall became the first woman to direct a film that grossed more than $100 million. Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1. Bowl game action. Our Northern Illinois Huskies fall to UAB 37-13. The news is a service of Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you. Still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. See onepeloton.com, onepeloton.com. Visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oak Brook Center, or Westfield, Old Orchard. 536, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
And we want to tell you about an opportunity for you to promote your business and to make a difference this Christmas season.
We're talking about our Food for the Poor Business Benefactor Program.
We've partnered with Food for the Poor to provide food and clean water to several thousand children this year in the Caribbean and Latin America, where it's desperately needed.
And your business can be a part of this. Become a Food for the Poor Business Benefactor by making a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor. When you do that, AM 560 will give you 40 60-second commercials to air right here on AM 560 The Answer between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. Monday through Friday at no additional cost to you.
That's the best advertising deal in all of Chicago. To take advantage of this deal, just call Anjanette Natkowski at 847-472-8951. Again, that's Anjanette at 847-472-8951. One more time, 847-472-8951.
It's Dr. David Kolbaba. It's our winter survival kit for this cold and flu season. It's power-packed with natural ingredients, and unlike the flu shot, it's safe and effective. First, it's our Sunny C 1000. It's highly absorbable, and it does not suppress your body's natural killer cells like most other vitamin C supplements do. And when you purchase your first bottle of our Sunny C 1000, I promise to include scientific data to back it up. And I'll also include a vitamin C dosage chart for you to customize how much is best for you, whether you're fighting off a cold or flu or you want a preventative dose to keep you from getting a cold or flu. Sunny C 1000, it's easy on the stomach and it's essential in fighting illness. And when you order your Sunny C 1000 today, be sure to get more information on the rest of our winter survival kit. Call 800-794-1855. It's our Health Quest Radio hotline. And be sure to listen to Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11. But for now, that number again, 800-794-1855.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours right into your basement. This is Gus from Chicagoland Waterproofing. My mission is to identify why your home is taking on water and fix it. I want you to sleep at night during a rainstorm and not worry about your basement filling up with water. Like our client Kim from Mount Prospect.
We had chronic basement flooding and no one could figure out why. During a huge storm, water was pouring in through the window wells of our finished basement and we had to bail out 6 inches of water. We got a bunch of estimates, but Gus's was the most reasonable, plus he knew exactly what the problem was. He put in a full basement drain tile system and an additional sub pump with a backup battery. Chicagoland Waterproofing gave us peace of mind. I like to say, in Gus we trust.
From simple sump pumps to complex storm drainage and crack foundation solutions, Chicagoland Waterproofing's work comes with a lifetime warranty. Plus, a fully licensed plumber is always on staff. Request your estimate today at ChicagolandWaterproofingPros.com or call 847-296-3500. Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
539, a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
We're seeing some slow pockets now on the South Side Expressways. Inbound Stevenson, traffic is heavy from Cicero to Pulaski. 36 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. About Ryan, about a 2-minute delay approaching downtown. Outbound, there is road work, 87th split. The entrance, 87th is closed till 6. About I-57, a little congested approaching the merge, though it's lightened up. The earlier road work is gone. On Bishop Ford Freeway, got about a 2-minute delay from Cottage Grove to the Ryan. No problems to report right now on the Edens or the Kennedy. Express lanes are open inbound at the Kennedy. Eisenhower, traffic starting to build east of Manheim. Maybe a brief tap of the brakes here or there, but that's it for now. As always, you're okay. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, we'll have sun today. Clouds on the increase for the afternoon. We'll top out at 49. Some spots may go over the 50 mark. Cloudy and 39 overnight, 34 right now. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560 The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Taking your phone calls all morning long about Michael Flynn, his sentencing hearing suspended. Let's go quickly to Kansas, who joins Candace. Candace,
good morning,
who's not in Kansas.
What's wrong with Candace?
So much fun.
Candace lived in DuPage, and now Candace is of Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin.
Oh, she used to live in the city of Chicago. Is she on the lam, Candace?
You guys, don't you know it's all about politics now where you live? That's the new thing. You got to keep moving like a shark to avoid the Democrats. Okay, so listen. If I were Flynn, the first thing I'd do is fire my attorneys because I don't think that he was advised very well at all. It's really disappointing to see him claiming that he's guilty to a process crime. So that's what I want to say to your last caller. No, he didn't lie. You can't remember everything when you're 60-some years old. Every single minute detail.
That's a good point.
No, he
Okay.
lied. He did lie. I mean,
Oh,
he lied,
so
but
what?
yeah.
It's just about
It doesn't
the last
matter
interaction
that
he
he
had.
lied. What he did wasn't illegal, as Mark Levin pointed out. There
I
was
agree,
nothing
and
that
I
he
pointed it
did
out before Mark
incoming.
Levin did. Okay, so there.
Oh, boy.
No, I agree.
Yeah, right.
Totally
There
agree.
you got those two
Hey,
fighting.
Candace, while we have you on the line just for a quick second, because I know what you say on Twitter and stuff like that, and I know Amy's going to chastise me for bringing this
What?
up.
Oh,
Candace does not believe in exercise, okay? And
No, I
I don't want
know.
to exercise, and I don't want to exercise. Very quickly,
all you need to do is
what
diet,
should we
right?
eat? What should we eat? Really
Very
quickly. In a tweet's
even
worth.
Dr. Furman, Furman, who is the best GP in New York City,
Right.
who wrote a book, Eat to Live.
Right.
Anybody having inflammation issues, arthritis, whatever, read that book. It's
How about
all about
fat?
enzymes.
Yeah, okay.
It's all about enzymes. Exercise is hard on your body. You're not meant to be fight or flight all the time. It's very hard on your body.
Right, and when
I
you
had a
get
client
older,
that
you
was
can't remember things, and you lie to the FBI, and you get fat. I get it, so just tell me.
So Michael Flynn should watch what he's eating.
Exactly.
This is the bottom
He
line. We're
probably
wrapping
took
this
the
up.
wrong foods,
All right,
and that
thanks,
made him.
Candace.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Thank you, Candace.
All right.
I wanted to know what to eat.
You wanted to know. Well, okay, you just ate a hard-boiled egg that I
Right.
provided for you. That's a good start.
And how
Could
do
you
I
leave me
finish?
one by?
I did, and I saw there were only two little
little
ovules.
huevos left in,
right.
in the
and
refrigerator.
you let me have one of them.
I did. It's all
Right.
right. I share.
Okay.
Certain people. Yesterday, we learned some gruesome information. The two police officers who were killed by the South Shore train, one of their police body camera was working, and it showed the two officers responding to a scene where they heard shots being fired. So it shows them exiting the patrol car, going up the hill to the Metro tracks at 103rd and Cottage Grove, and you can hear them talking about where the offender may have gone. So in the distance, the officers can see a train approaching, heading north, making noise, and police say it's because of that. It masked the sound of the other high-speed train that was instantly upon them. They were both hit from behind. They died instantly. Police say it happened fast, but the train was going 65 miles per hour. And it's just an anomaly. What happened here is the head of the South Shore line.
This is not a typical occurrence to have a train pedestrian situation on those tracks.
And the Fraternal Order of Police now getting involved because they want to make sure that this doesn't happen again, that there's a protocol, that there's some line rules in place where cops don't end up on train tracks?
There are protocols, and I believe everything was adhered to with these officers, but it's an unfortunate set of circumstances. We certainly have questions, and I think that the investigation, and it is under investigation, will be answered.
And again, the South Shore line was full of commuters, and it was only feet behind them. And the body cam video then quickly fades to black upon impact. And it's just, this 5th district, so they've had these two officers who died, Officer Conrad Gary and Eduardo Marmolejo, whose services, by the way, are going to be Friday and Saturday. And they had one police officer, she committed suicide in her car before her shift began. Another police officer from that same district committed suicide after his shift. And then the 5th officer from that district had health problems and died. So they are grieving. But here's the thing, Bruce, the suspect in this, he was just test firing his gun. So he went to an open area. He thought where the bullet wouldn't hit anybody. So he went to that embankment by the train tracks.
He's not a criminal.
And was firing his gun. Never fired shots at police, never fired shots at anyone. Still in custody.
But he
and
didn't
I don't
do
know.
anything.
I don't know. Well, he did run from the cops. But that's even in dispute because he was just there firing off his weapon to see how it works.
He hadn't robbed a 7-Eleven and run away with a gun.
No, we still don't know if he owned that gun legally.
So it's just a bunch of unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, so do you think he's going to get charged? I mean, in this
With
high-profile case, I mean, this was on network news. This is a big story.
What are they going to charge him with?
Involuntary manslaughter.
He caused them to be hit
He
by
didn't
a train?
Yeah, I think he did.
No, it wasn't his activity that. Look, I'm not a criminal lawyer, but this is a highly unusual circumstance, and I don't want to start blaming the police for their own deaths, but I mean, you're not supposed to go on a train, and how did you know? How did you know that one would be coming in the opposite direction because you couldn't hear it? It was just really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, and these two, they weren't partners, but they were thrown together because, sometimes if your partner's on furlough, you get thrown with a different partner. It was their first night working together.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Some job boards make you sort through tons of the wrong resumes, which makes finding a great candidate like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. That's not smart. The smart way? ZipRecruiter. They actively find and invite qualified candidates to apply. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Pain drugs are addictive and have side effects. Get off the drugs, get rid of the pain. You don't need to live with chronic pain. Let's repeat, you do not have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, from an accident or pain that just develops. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the most respected and successful pain doctors in the world. Dr. Candido will work to find the source of your chronic pain and fix it. He teaches pain management around the world and has been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Okay, you get it. He's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido, Chicago anesthesia and pain specialist, will help you get off the pain medication and all of its side effects. You can get your life back. Drugs mask the pain, find the source, and fix it. Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain. You be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info at mypainchicago.com.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G, with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
Nothing speaks louder about an auto dealer than a happy customer. And at Joe Cotton Ford, they have many.
It's like my family. I never go anywhere else than Joe Cotton Ford. If I have to buy a car, I always go first Joe Cotton Ford. And they have best service ever, and the best price, and the best models.
My overall experience is great. It's easy to buy, it's easy to go through service, and overall, it's just a great experience.
More reasons why folks keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Joe Cotton Ford wishes you the happiest holidays ever and gives you the gift of 0% for 72 months on many of Ford's most popular vehicles for qualified buyers. And get the biggest rebates of the year on all remaining 2018 models at Joe Cotton Ford. No hype and no pressure. It's why generations of customers keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today. 0% for 72 months is only for a limited time. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. joecottonford.com.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Show me up. Sing it, Bruce. We'll break it.
Dream come true.
Doing it our way. So, were you a Laverne or a Shirley fan?
Marianne or Ginger? Ginger. I didn't care about either one of them. You know, they don't have theme songs to TV shows anymore.
That's right. And we won't try. Never heard the word impossible this time. No.
Schlemiel. Schlemazel.
Wait.
Oh.
Do it. Based in Milwaukee, Laverne and Shirley, remember they worked in the factory. They worked in the brewery and come home with hard, cold cash. But I love this show because for young women growing up in the 70s, yes, I'm old, and I look like Christine Blasey Ford. But besides
Cat
that...
Timph. You have a Cat Timph look.
It just gave us hope. Like, we don't have to be home taking care of a man and doing housework. We can just,
live
hold on.
a long, lonely life. Yeah. See, when my wife and I take long drives, like to visit our daughter, so I put on the car, I don't think it's called an iPod anymore, whatever it is that I've got.
You use the aux cord?
It's not the aux cord. It's
the Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
All right.
And
very sophisticated.
Oh, yeah. So I put, play TV music themes, and we try to guess that. But they don't have very many TV themes anymore. The themes, because the shows are so tightly constructed, you have like a 12-second theme.
So Penny Marshall died at age 75, of course, known for Laverne and Shirley, and they did have bloopers back then.
I've got my dignity, you know. I sure do. What the hell's the line?
No, you were right.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
And they used to mess up. They were performed in front of a live studio
you a Lenny
audience.
or a Squiggy guy?
I didn't like Lenny or Squiggy. I didn't
like Laverne or Shirley either.
I don't know why they hung out with them. But she went on to become a world-famous director. I mean, of course, the movie A League of Their Own, which was the highest-grossing baseball movie. I didn't even realize that.
There is
I thought Field of Dreams would be
There is
better.
crying in baseball today, I just want to say.
And the movie
Penny
Big.
Marshall.
So did you see Big and A
Saw
League of Their
Big
Own?
and A League of Their Own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she died from complications of diabetes in
That's
her
the
home.
highest-grossing film,
That's
baseball
what they said.
film?
That's what CNN reported and NBC. I was shocked.
Really?
Yeah. It's she repeated
Bad
the
News
same-
Bears did not beat that?
She repeated it in 1992 with the film A League of Her Own, which chronicled a women's baseball league in the 1940s and featured all-star cast, Gina Davis, Madonna, remember she was in it?
Yeah.
And they said it was the highest-grossing baseball film of all time.
Tom Hanks is in both of those movies.
Yep, it was really good.
Big and that.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder we didn't get his reaction.
Did she do
to her death.
Platoon as well? No, he wasn't. What? No, he was in the other. What's the World War II? Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, no, didn't do that. Hey, we have a list of people who have helped us with our Food for the Poor campaign. Individual donations have been coming in. Alan in Winnetka, we want to thank him. We want to thank Michael in Malibu, California, who listens to the show. Amy in Mundelein, Dawn in Frankfurt, and the list goes on. And we've asked these fine listeners to help us out, to help those less fortunate this year. $80 donation to feed a child for a year and provide clean water for life. It is so imperative in countries that are just so poor and they have no government net to rely on. So they starve to death, literally. And 1 in 14 children do not live to see their 5th birthday. So we're asking for that one-time donation, 844-862-4225, 4673. Make a donation on behalf of your well-fed children or grandchildren, Bruce, and help the less fortunate this year. Do you have the number? Because you're going to call it. It's 844-862-4673. Right. But we also have a great deal if you own or make the marketing decisions for your business.
Yes. In fact, it's called our Business Benefactor Program. With this program, any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer. For a business that wants to be involved in this program, here's how you can do it. You call sales manager Anjanette Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you signed up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called Medi-Share. Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing program that's been around for 25 years, and they have hundreds of thousands of members all across the country. And get this, over the years, Medi-Share members have shared more than $1 billion of each other's medical bills. Best of all, you could save a lot of money with Medi-Share. The typical savings for a family is about $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money. Think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have a lot to offer? Well, think again. You can join Medi-Share anytime, so call them today and check it out. Here's the number to find out more, and there's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
So I got my email yesterday from State Rep Jeannie Ives, who I supported during the primary election, and my kids were shouting, "Jeannie Ives," out the window outside our polling place. It was really cute.
That's great.
But the email that I received, she's backing, throwing her support behind a Paul student. Well, oh my gosh. Hello, Krupa.
Yeah.
David Krupa, who was on our show a few days ago. It was Monday. And on Tuesday, I've sent that email to her supporters around the state to encourage them to help Krupa get elected. And Krupa says Ives' email has led to an uptick in financial support.
And
so
also to 15,000 more revocation signatures in his ward. Yes.
So the email, she also, wants to take on the machine and help him take on this machine and encourage investigations into what Madigan did with those petitions.
Yes, thank you. I would like to think that we helped persuade Jeannie Ives,
yes,
a faithful listener to this
did.
program, to throw her support behind not Gene Krupa.
Coming up next, more on Flynn's sentencing suspended and that fight over funding for a border wall. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Bill Daley raises over $3 million. Group steals purses and then a car in Skokie. Sun in your forecast. WIND Chicago News Time is 6.
Giving more Americans a second chance. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The Senate's passed a criminal justice reform bill that would keep more nonviolent convicts out of prison. More from Washington. Here's Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Chris, the bipartisan bill passed on a vote of 87-12.
On this motion to concur in the House amendment with an amendment has been
agreed to.
The measure would give judges more discretion when sentencing some drug offenders and boost prisoner rehabilitation efforts. And it addresses concerns the nation's war on drugs has led to the imprisonment of too many Americans for nonviolent crimes. It's expected to be passed by the House this week. President Trump expected to sign the legislation. Chris?
Rachel, thanks. The Trump administration is making it easier, meantime, to move migrant children in government custody now into relatives' homes. It's dropping a requirement that everybody in a sponsor's household be fingerprinted. That requirement has led to delays and fear. Some people have been arrested on immigration violations after being fingerprinted. Sponsors themselves will still be fingerprinted, with public records checks conducted on other adults in those homes. A first for women in politics.
The U.S. Census Bureau says women make up a little more than half of the U.S. population, so you would think that this would have happened before now. But Nevada's just become the very first state in the union to have an overall female majority in its state legislature. Women picked up seats in the Nevada Assembly and Senate during the midterm election, but fell short of a majority. But there were vacancies created by lawmakers who won election to other offices. So with Tuesday's appointments of 2 women to the legislature, the ladies now have a 51% majority. Jill Nato, Fox News.
The German government approved a system to allow more work visas for people outside the European Union to fill the need for more skilled workers there. It's to take effect at the beginning of 2020. This is Fox News.
Skies are mostly cloudy at the moment, 34 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer, good morning. I'm Mike Scott. New information revealed about the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train on the south side. Officers Eddie Marmoleo and Conrad Gary were struck Monday night. Police say the officers were apparently unaware that a train that struck them on a viaduct was approaching because another passing train drowned out the sound. Police base that account on body camera footage taken from one of the officers. Mayoral news this morning. Candidates running for mayor are donating campaign contributions they've received from embattled Alderman Ed Burke, including Tony Preckwinkle and Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza. Former Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy's name will be on the ballot for mayor of Chicago after fellow candidate Paul Vallas dropped an old-style Chicago political challenge to Vallas's petition, or McCarthy's petition signatures. Meantime, Bill Daley appears to be the top fundraising candidate so far. The Tribune reporting Daley has raised more than $3.1 million since entering the race. Well, you can use that bonus money from your job to buy Bears playoff tickets tomorrow. Fans can buy those tickets for a wild card game or a divisional game on Ticketmaster, online or by phone, or if necessary, the NFC Championship game tickets would go on sale at a later date. An investigation continues after a high school on Chicago's north side, Lincoln Park High, received a bomb threat. The building was briefly placed on lockdown. Police are searching for a group of suspects accused of swiping purses and then a car in Skokie near the Nordstrom at Old Orchard Shopping Center. The men ran to Niles North High School yesterday. Then they stole a Jeep at gunpoint. Police later found that Jeep abandoned and on fire near Cicero and Peterson. Chicago sports, Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1 at the UC. College football bowl game action. Our Northern Illinois Huskies fell in the Boca Raton Bowl, 37-13. The news service of Peloton. Still a chance to give her the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift. So you still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com. OnePeloton.com. Visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oakbrook Center, and Westfield, Old Orchard. 6:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity applauds the president's stance on trade.
We have had horrible one-sided deals with everybody. That includes NATO, 72 cents of every dollar. That includes even our European allies and friends, supposedly. They have one-sided trade deals. Mexico, NAFTA, Canada, now China. So we're making huge progress.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with a Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% savings in-store and online. Subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
6:07, a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Kennedy inbound traffic is slow, Harlem to Central. It's 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound still looking good at 20 minutes. Edens is fine. On Eisenhower delays from Mannheim to Harlem. Ashland to the Burn Circle. 36 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 30. Inbound Stevenson. Traffic's bottled up, Harlem to Kedzie. 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Inbound Ryan now 22 minutes, 95 to downtown. I-57, 17 minutes, I-80 to merge Bishop, 429. It's stop and go, 111th to the merge. Northbound Tri-State, traffic sluggish, the Reagan tollway to the Eisenhower. The other tollways are good, no problems to report on I-80 or in northwest Indiana. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Some sun to start today, then increasing cloudiness, high 49. Cloudy tonight and a low 39. Cloudy with occasional rain tomorrow, high 44. Clouds windy and colder for Friday and a high at 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
34 at O'Hare. Next news, 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for making us part of your morning. Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf sitting in for Dan Proft this week, and some surprises next year, too. You'll be sitting in as well. Glad to have you back. And real quickly, I just wanted to congratulate Congresswoman Martha McSally. She has now been appointed to fill the seat of outgoing Senator Jon Kyl, who filled the seat for John McCain. The announcement was made yesterday by Arizona Governor Doug Ducey that she is going to have the position for the next 2 years. And, of course, she was in that contentious race with Democratic Rep. Kristen Sinema. Have you seen her?
Yes.
The very varying
The
hair
heathen?
colors. No,
She's
I mean,
a
she's
heathen, isn't
the
she?
first openly bisexual member of the U.S. Senate. Non-religious, doesn't believe in God, never has. And she's not even a Democrat. She's an independent. but her first line of business,
she's not both a Democrat and a Republican? I thought you said she was bicameral. Okay.
Bisexual. We don't know what gender she's with at this point.
Is she in the House
time.
of Representatives and the Senate as well?
Well, she was a congresswoman. She's filling that position out, and then she's going to be a senator starting in January.
Well, there we go.
But congratulations
she's bifurcated.
To Colonel Martha McSally. At least there's some sanity there in Arizona, and I'm glad that the governor pointed that to him. Speaking of Washington, could we possibly have a...
It's a government shutdown.
I love that. There was some progress made overnight, don't you know? The Senate GOP is drafting a stopgap spending bill that will fund the government until February. Did your eyes just glaze over, Bruce?
Well,
are you into this?
It's not going to be a continuing resolution. We're going to have a deal on Friday. We're going to
They're
have a
working
border
on it.
wall.
Well, yesterday the Republicans offered $1.6 billion for border fencing, and the Democrats rejected even that.
But you know that even Sack of Durban, as I like to call him,
yes,
he said that he would be in favor of a quote-unquote physical barrier. But he just won't say the word wall, the four-letter word wall.
A physical. I know. Why
physical
are they
barrier.
hung up on
Because it's Trump.
that?
Because it's giving Trump the symbolic victory.
So is it there? Is the money there?
We'll see what happens. Too early to say. Sorry. Thank you.
He said it's too early to.
It's too early to say.
But there was talk, though, yesterday of that President Trump and Sarah Sanders, officials in the White House, has asked every agency to find money in their departments to fund the wall so that taxpayers do not have to pay for
President
it.
Obama
We
did
have
that.
other ways that we can get to that $5 billion that we will work with Congress.
I'm sorry. President Obama did the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They found money elsewhere.
They did, and that's what hopefully they're going to try to do to end this. Let's get the latest, and welcome back to the program. It has been a while. Rachel Sutherland from Fox News Radio in Washington, D.C. Good morning, Rachel. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good. So what is the latest on the possible government shutdown?
Well, they are working on this and negotiating back and forth on border wall funding. We have until December 21st at 11:59:59, and the government could
And
partially
Mark.
shut down, but this would just be a partial shutdown.
Right. So it would affect how many employees? They're saying 400,000?
Approximately. And what would happen is you would see essential personnel go to work. The main issue here, of course, we know is border wall funding, and the president saying that it looks like from what we've seen from the president from the White House, he's willing to negotiate. The question is, will the House and Senate be able to get something together in time? But yeah, essential personnel would have to report. So those TSA agents, they would still be on the job at the airports. So you're going somewhere for Christmas, no worries there. They'd still be there. They just wouldn't necessarily get paid until all of this is over. We do know that that they are working on it. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, he's seeming kind of mystified as to why House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi would want to wrestle with government funding issues, right at this moment. And he believes that the incoming Speaker Pelosi doesn't really have much room to make a deal at this point. But really, this is the president's last-ditch effort to be able to get this money. He wants the $5 billion for a down payment on a border wall. And with Democrats taking control of the House come January, they're not going to be in the mood to deal.
Well, he doesn't need $5 billion to get something going, right? I mean,
No,
something
not
less
at
than
all.
that. Yeah, and it's interesting. Everybody's working during a shutdown, or a lot of people are. So a shutdown really isn't a shutdown. Treason isn't really treason. Words are such strange things to
Aren't
me.
they? Yeah. Well, it's possible. We're hearing from my senior Capitol Hill producer over there, Chad Program, saying it's possible the Senate could try to get some kind of interim spending bill. You've heard of them. They're called continuing resolutions. And that's as soon as today, and that would fund the remaining bills that are outstanding through February 8th. So that would kick it into the new year. But again, at this point, remember, we would have divided government, and it becomes even more difficult to make a deal. The only exception would be if the president were to come back to Democrat and say, we really have a fix for these illegal immigrants who were brought here by the parent, through no fault of their own, so-called dreamers. That could happen. But again, I mean, the clock is ticking. And we had a government shutdown earlier in the year, January 20th. It lasted 3 days over a lot of the same kinds of issues, and they were able to come together and at least say, okay, we're going to work on these issues.
But that's the one that the Democrats wound up getting blamed for, right? I'm trying to
Absolutely,
remember.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember my shutdowns here. And here's
What shutdown are you on, Bruce?
Well, here, back
you're a little bit older
back
than
in
me.
14, I think, at the end of the year. It always happens. But I just was a little bit concerned. Everybody talks about the political fallout of a shutdown. You're going to blame the Republicans for it. But there's not another election for 2 years. Am I missing something here?
No, you're not. And that's the reason why I think that the possibility of a shutdown is real, because this is a lame duck Congress. Some of them are packing up and going home. The big heavy hitters, the big players like House Speaker Paul Ryan, Senator Jeff Flake, Bob Corker, Congressman Trey Gowdy, Darrell Issa, these big names that you hear about that usually try to get stuff done, they're cleaning out their offices. They're not. They didn't run for re-election, so that makes a big difference too. They don't have a dog in this fight. They're just going home. So that, coupled with the fact that this is a lame duck, I think that a shutdown's possible. There's also, by the way, another shutdown in February of last year that happened while people were sleeping that lasted about 9 hours. And then the president signed a longer-term bill, but he did it holding his nose. He was not happy about it. But here we are. It is now, 3 days away. Yeah. I'm imagining they may shut down the government briefly, partial shutdown, and then somehow come up with a Christmas miracle like on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they're off. All the workers are off because even Trump, the Grinch, as I understand it,
he's going on a 16-day.
But he lets everybody off on Monday. It's a tradition, and he had to do it. So they're not even working on Monday anyway.
Well, all right, let's move on to General Flynn's sentencing hearing and how it was delayed. I don't think anybody saw that coming, but what could he have done differently, he and his attorneys? Because I felt like the prosecutors were even trying to throw him a lifeline in front of the judge.
It really, they were. It was so fascinating to watch because usually when a plea situation happens, you go in for a sentencing, it's all done. I mean, the papers are signed, everybody's on the same page, and we all were watching the producers sending, emails back out, dribbling and drabbing. First of all, it started late, and then it seemed to start kind of like in a normal fashion with Judge Sullivan asking Michael Flynn, did he understand what he was doing and so on. And then it took a turn, and the judge excoriated Michael Flynn for lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak during that interview in January 2017. At one point, turned to the prosecutors and asked if he could be charged with treason, and then suggested to Flynn that he may not leave there without incarceration. So at that point, they took a recess.
Wow.
Everybody went to their corner.
Yeah. Do you think the judge was unprepared or vindictive, or was he trying to make a name for himself?
All of the above.
That is a very good question.
Everything.
I can't speak to the judge's motives, except I just, as a journalist looking at it, saying, okay, generally these things are worked out. Michael Flynn walked in there thinking he was going to get probation. There was no reason to doubt that. The special counsel even suggested no jail time. And then the judge kind of just went rogue. His reasoning for that, I don't know if he had additional information that we don't have, but he gave them, I believe, 90 days to come back to the table and with a status update. And this is not over for Michael Flynn. He has to surrender his passport. He can't travel outside the Washington area more than, I believe, 50 miles. It was a no good, very bad day for Michael Flynn yesterday.
Has to watch a driver's education movie from now until March.
And he has to watch Bambi.
Right, Bambi.
And he can't go hunting.
Here's the thing. If I'm the judge, I'm a federal judge. I'm a big deal. I'm watching all these pundits, like who's the guy with the Count Dracula hair slicked back?
And Judge Napolitano.
Hey. I'm watching Judge Janine.
Yeah.
I'm watching Judge Janine with the cute dimple and talking like this, and I should be on the Supreme Court. I'm watching all these judges all over the place. I'm the federal judge, and I've got a memo that came in here from Flynn's attorney saying, there's prosecutorial misconduct. Well, I'm the judge who's known for nailing the prosecutors. So you want to nail the prosecutor, Judge General Flynn, who saved us from the Al Qaeda? Okay, roll the dice right here with me. Maybe I'll give you some time, zero time, and award you damages or something like that. So he wants. But then the judge goofed up too because he thought he was still a foreign agent, and he wasn't. Oops, Judge Emily Latella. So,
Well, Rachel, what does this all mean for President Trump?
At this point, I don't think this means much. The whole Michael Flynn situation doesn't mean a whole lot right now. We'll have to see how it develops. Had he just gotten probation and just walked away, I think it would have been better for the president, but I don't necessarily think this is a horrible development either. I think it just needs to play out. Everyone's just grown very weary of this special counsel investigation. I think both sides are kind of just feeling beaten down by it.
It's exhausting. Oh my God.
It truly is. It's been going on for about 19 months. And keep in mind, when Michael Flynn was interviewed in January 2017, there was no official Russia probe. Mueller hadn't even been appointed until the following May. So
it wasn't
the White
until
House
May.
saying he was entrapped.
It wasn't until May that they really, turned the screws on Michael Flynn. So, because Comey, even was it December of 16, said we should drop this whole thing regarding Flynn. So, it's really murky. Maybe stuff will come out in the next 3 months. Rachel, as long as we have you here, I mean, I saw yesterday on Special Report, Brett Baer was interviewing Senator Scott about this criminal justice reform bill, but they really didn't get into the specifics on why this is going to lower recidivism. And do you have any idea, what's involved in this program? And Trump signs it. I mean, it sounds like a liberal to me. Trump, he should be embraced by the Democratic Party. It did pass the Senate yesterday.
Cory Booker loved it. Yeah, I mean.
So what's in the bill there that's going to remedy things? Because you had hardliners like Senator Cotton saying, no, you really shouldn't allow, all the things that are being allowed in this bill. What's in it? Well,
I know that it gives discretion to more judges. Judges had been under this, mandatory sentencing, so that would change some of that. It's also supposed to boost rehab efforts in prisons to stop that recidivism, as you mentioned. The House is expected to pass it. The president is expected to sign it. It's got bipartisan. And I was thinking the same thing. This doesn't sound like a Republican proposal, but President Trump is not your, cookie-cutter Republican. We know that.
All right. Rachel Sutherland, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. It's always great to have you on the program. We appreciate it. And she joined us on our turnkey. She appreciated it, too. But she had to
You're
go.
welcome. That's my best Rachel. So, did you notice she mentioned her producer, this Chad Pegram, I think, or something?
Yeah.
He's occasionally on Fox News, and he doesn't look like a TV guy, but they go to him because he knows everything.
Yeah.
He's like really the straw that stirs the drink
That's
there.
good.
He knows every single thing that's going on.
It's a great team. And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth, now heard regularly in 18 countries. What percentage of you listening to this commercial often say to yourself, what could I do to make more money, or how can we increase our business? I'm guessing that's most of you. Have you ever heard knock on the door and it'll open? Well, my friends at Income Store have doors you can open that can help you or your family make more money, or doors that lead to an increase in revenue for any business of any size. Income Store has 2 main doors on their website. These doors lead to over 2,000 revenue-generating ideas and products. Although a few of their products are pricey, 90+% of their growth formulas are delivered free or nearly free. Income Store's growth products and ideas have been publicized and featured on Forbes, Inc., USA Today, and recently the Biography Channel. Could your household or business use a revenue shot in the backside? Are you sick of your checkbook talking back and saying no? If so, you need to knock on the doors of IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
I have the perfect Christmas or any other occasion gift for just about everybody on your list. I suggest the MyPillow Holiday 4-pack offer. You can get 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, plus free shipping, all for the normal price of 1 premium MyPillow. Think about that for a second. You can give 1, 2, 3, or even 4 gifts for all the price of 1. Or if you still don't have a MyPillow for yourself, keep 1 and gift the rest. And the money-back offer is extended through March 1st. Not only that, but you can still get 30% off everything else, including the MyPillow mattress topper and pet beds you've heard Amy and Dan rave about. Just be sure to use the promo code Amy to get the MyPillow 4-pack offer with free shipping and the 30% discount on everything else, including mattress toppers and pet beds. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code Amy. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chris Veldman of ServiceMaster DSI, the largest ServiceMaster franchise in the United States and a customer of Signature Bank. In our business, we respond to disaster, and we never know when disaster will strike, whether it's flooding in Louisiana or a house fire in Chicago. Not all banks understand that need for flexibility, but Signature Bank does. That's why we consider them so much more than a bank. They have been our business partner since 2006, when their three co-founders, Mick, Kevin, and Brian, started the bank. Signature Bank is a key part of our growth strategy at ServiceMaster DSI.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
So today's our big Christmas party. And why aren't you going? Why aren't you wearing festive red or green?
First of all, I'm a Jew. Secondly, I'm not a member of this tribe either. I have not matriculated at the University of Dan Proft. Okay?
Why do I keep forgetting you're Jewish and I say that to you all the time?
It's because I look so Nordic. Yes.
I had you pegged for a Swede all these years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought Jacobson was Jewish.
I know. I always get
Everybody thinks
Hanukkah
that.
cards.
And then they look
Michael,
at you.
Michael Medved, God bless him. He used to always tell me Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov. Like, I'm Episcopalian. Sorry. It's always that uncomfortable conversation that you have with people.
Episcopalian is about the most Jewish of the Christian denominations these days. I mean, seriously.
But
you have to be in favor of gay marriage if you're Episcopalian, right?
There's a lot of
All the
same-sex
priests
marriages.
are gay.
No,
right?
not all of them. Absolutely not all of them. We have one that is and one that isn't.
There's one that isn't. There's one.
No,
A descendant
in
of
my
George
time,
Washington, yes.
we've had a lot of female priests who are not lesbians. They're, have husbands. It's and then I love the ones that are married to the women of their dreams. It's fine. I try to keep it separate, and they keep it separate too. Okay.
What do you mean separate? Are you homophobic?
I'm not homophobic.
What?
No, I'm not.
I may
one of five.
excommunicate you from the Episcopalian Church right now.
No, that's all right. Let's move on.
Okay.
Justin, well, we have a grab bag, and I don't know if it's a white elephant gift or is it a real serious grab bag. Justin, did you get a gift for the party?
No, I didn't, and it's kind of sad because I think there's like 2 people out there that are actually going to do it.
You didn't bring a gift? Why not?
It's voluntary. I'm not into that.
Oh, but you are wearing a sweater. Wait, can we see your sweater? See, now I sound like a creepy old lady again.
That is
well,
that's
cute.
the Mitch Trubisky sweater. That's the same.
Is that-
that's
wait,
the
is
same
that a
sweater he wore
Christmas-
during the press conference after the Packers game.
Is that a Christmas cat?
Yeah, it has a little cat on it freaking out with Christmas lights.
Oh, does it light up?
It used to, and then I broke it.
Oh.
Well, let's plug Justin back in. Okay.
And see what happens to
Justin
the cat.
unplugged.
We want to thank our business benefactors because you guys are stepping up to the plate to help us reach our goal to feed 3,000 children, adults this holiday season in Haiti. Remke Garage, thank you. Bath Fitter of Chicagoland. Job Site Fabrication and Repair. Bridges Restaurant, Michigan City. Wow, National Catholic Society. It goes on and on and
C.H.
on.
Hansen in Naperville, Joseph & Sons Mechanical Inc., Kevin S. Doherty Insurance.
The list goes on and on. You want to be like the cool people.
Advanced Design Studio, Waterleaf Women's Clinic.
You want to be a business benefactor. And what that is...
The Anglers Outlet.
I love that. I'm angling to shut your mouth. Hey, no. What the business benefactor program is...
AmericanEagle.com.
A one-time donation of $2,500, tax deductible. The money goes to Food for the Poor. And as a way of saying thank you, we give you 40 60-second commercials that air Monday through Friday right here on AM 560. It's really the best way to get information about your business out to like-minded customers. So to become a business benefactor, who do we call, Bruce?
Not Ghostbusters. You call Ann Jeanette Natkowski directly at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
And we thank you in advance for your generosity. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, we'll get the latest from Ed Morrissey about what's next for General Mike Flynn. And later, something you'll love, Bruce, Instagrannies. We'll explain. But first, into the
Because
newsroom.
I'm an instant grampy?
You could be an instant grampy. That's the best idea. See, this is how ideas start.
Oh, yeah. We're brainstorming right
Yes,
here.
we are. Let's say hello and catch up with the news. Here's Mike Scott.
The new tool line from C.H. Hansen will definitely get the Amy Jacobson seal of approval. I'll tell you why in just a little bit. 36 degrees outside.
Such a tease.
I know. It's a possible major leak of sensitive information following an attack on the European Union's domestic communications system. The New York Times is reporting hackers used techniques similar to those employed by the Chinese army. Diplomatic cables were downloaded offsite over 3 years. The National Weather Service confirms a tornado, a rare winter event, touched down near Seattle. Matthew Hargis witnessed the crazy weather firsthand.
Right now, Safeway parking lot. I'm in the gas station. Say we had a tornado touching down.
Some minor injuries were reported in Port Orchard, Washington. Major damage to homes. Trees were knocked down. The Trump administration moving to ban bump stocks.
A 90-day period now begins, which persons in possessions of bump stock type devices must turn those devices to an ATF field office or destroy them by March 21st.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Chicago Police Department's 5th District dealing with a tough year. Mayor Emanuel says it's been a tragic time for the district.
I don't know when I've checked ever before a single district in a single year. Both these two young men, but the others from suicide and a heart attack, lost 5 officers.
Officers Edward Marmoleo and Conrad Gary were struck Monday night near 103rd and Cottage Grove while searching for a shooting suspect. Bill Daley appears to be the top fundraising candidate in the Chicago mayoral race. $3.1 million raised since entering the race in September, followed by Tony Preckwinkle and Gary Chico. Police are searching for a group of suspects accused of stealing purses and then a car in Skokie. They stole those purses from Nordstrom at Old Orchard before crashing a stolen Audi into the west side of the mall. They ran to nearby Niles North High School and hijacked a Jeep at gunpoint. Police later found that Jeep abandoned on fire near Cicero and Peterson. The Illinois High School Association says member schools have voted narrowly to move to district scheduling in high school football beginning in 2021. Well, what does that mean? Most current conferences will be abandoned. The IHSA says schools voted 324 to 307 to move to the new format in which schools from each class will be placed into 8 geographic groups and play a round-robin schedule. Districts will be in place for 2 years to allow for home-and-home scheduling for competing schools. It's a major time of upset and change for Illinois high school football. Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1. Tyler Johnson threw for 4 touchdowns. UAB crushed our Northern Illinois Huskies in the Boca Raton Bowl. College hoops, Notre Dame a win. Loyola top Benedictine. The news service of Lowe's. Pros in the know, start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with a Lowe's business credit account. 5% savings in-store and online, subject to credit approval, cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details, U.S. only. 6:33, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
When you're looking for a special and creative way to thank your customers for their business or to follow up with your clients, gift it forward with KP Toffee. Your business associates deserve something different and exceptional that will be remembered. Or maybe you'd like to show your employees some appreciation for a project or job well done, and gift it forward with KP Toffee. Or just the right gourmet gift that stands out, makes an impression, and shows that you went above and beyond. give scrumptious KP Toffee. KP Toffee is a Wisconsin-made gourmet English toffee topped with rich, premium chocolate and pecans. The award-winning toffee is completely handmade with their secret recipe. The premium ingredients and carefully controlled process give it a perfectly unique crunch. KP Toffee is available in milk, dark, and white chocolate flavors, plus some amazing specialty flavors and KP Toffee Popcorn Crunch and the KP Toffee Pretzel Twist. See all the goodies KP Toffee has to offer and shop online today to make gift giving special. KPToffee.com. That's KPToffee.com.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
6:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Edens Expressway inbound traffic is slow. Peterson to Montrose. It's 21 minutes like Cook to the Junction. Outbound fine at 19. Inbound Kennedy, seeing delays Cumberland to Lawrence. You get 26 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 22. Inbound Eisenhower. Traffic is heavy Manheim to Harlem. And Sacramento to the Burn Circle. 42 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 32, like Austin to First Avenue. Inbound Stevenson, stop and go Harlem to Kedzie and Ashland to the Ryan. 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Inbound Ryan delays. Urge to 87th, 79th, 71st. The Stevenson to the Circle. 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 20 minutes, 80 to the Merge Bishopport. 30. Worth on Tri-States, though. The Reagan Silver to the Ike. It's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 hour heating and air conditioning weather center, sun, then clouds on the increase. High 49, cloudy and 39 overnight, 36 officially at O'Hare, 37 along the lakefront. Your next news update is at 7, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Financial Planning with Jack Taboda, your 401k rollover specialist. Heard Saturday mornings at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
When you've got questions, he always has an answer. It's Sean Hannity this afternoon at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Gosh, Christmas is less than a week away.
The goose is getting fat. Please to put a penny in the old man's hat.
Oh, nice.
If you haven't got a penny, a hay penny will do. If you haven't got a hay penny, God bless you.
Oh, that voice belongs to the one and only Bruce Wolf, who's sitting in this week and a few slots next year, sitting in for Dan Prof. So thank you for coming in. And happy Hanukkah.
It's a minor Jewish holiday, and it's already 3 weeks past.
Did you get my card?
Certainly. It's from the Jacobsons, that Jewish family with the blonde hair.
And the Swedish
very
Episcopalians.
tall.
Yes, yes. Well, some federal government employees are hoping that they get a paycheck this holiday season.
It affects my whole family. I'm the only one that works in my family.
Make a deal. Make a deal now. Don't wait.
And are they working a deal? Are they getting, is this just shut down theater, as Ed Morrissey called it in his article that you could see today at hotair.com. And with that, we welcome him back to the program. Good morning, Ed. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. Doing great.
Yeah, so is this just shut down theater, or do you think there'll be a stopgap measure that they'll reach before December 21st at 11:59:59?
Yeah, I think that they're going to try to get this thing pushed off. There's apparently an effort now to have a what they call a minibus, which is a smaller omnibus or a short-term omnibus, and to push this off until the first week of February. And I suspect that nobody's really got the stomach for this, even though this is actually the perfect time to have a shutdown because nobody's paying attention. I don't think that this is going to. This standoff is going to sustain itself for very much longer.
But what about the border wall funding? I lived in El Paso and in Tucson, and certain parts of the border there's already walls in place. And I've never wanted a border wall, but then the story of the 7-year-old Guatemalan girl, just it tugs at everybody's heart that she died once she crossed into the U.S. was not our fault. We're still waiting on the autopsy reports, but there wasn't a wall in place where she crossed. And now I think that we need a wall now more than ever. So will we get any funding for that ever?
There's apparently some funding already, $1.6 billion in the in the previously agreed appropriation, although that hasn't passed yet either. There was a baseline of $1.3 billion. There was $300 million added to it. Obviously, that's not going to build a whole lot of wall, but there's at least some of that funding that's existing in this. And my guess is that we're not going to see too much more of that in this appropriation. I think that the lines were drawn too starkly, and after the fight that erupted in the Oval Office between Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer, everybody's positions hardened. And frankly, I think Republicans don't want to be blamed for a shutdown, so Trump just doesn't have the support on Capitol Hill to go into a shutdown.
So, Ed, basically I've been plagiarizing from Judge Michael McCasey, who was on Fox News last night and criticized the judge in the Michael Flynn case, Judge Emmett Sullivan, or is it Emily Latella, who said never mind about treason. But he characterized the judge's behavior as bizarre and essentially said the judge was off his rocker. However, we've got a tweet from Matt Jones, who follows us, listening to the show, and he says, you guys are missing something. Sullivan is not an idiot. He knows there's exculpatory evidence that was not provided to Flynn when Contreras, judge number 1 who was removed, took the guilty plea. Flynn knows it all and must testify. Can you help us make a little sense out of this?
Well, to be frank with you, I think you're right about stealing from Judge Mukasey, because he's a great source. So if you're going to steal from anybody, steal from Judge Mukasey. In fact, I think I might make that my New Year's resolution. Anything I steal, I'm going to steal from Judge Mukasey.
You know, Ed, you take it from me. I take it from Mukasey. You don't get charged with the plagiarism. Okay.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is a great deal, Bruce, and I really appreciate you doing this for me. Thanks for taking the hit for me on this.
Ed, I'm doing a solid for you, and I expect. Weren't you supposed to be on vacation the rest of the year or something like this, Ed?
No. I did my vacation earlier, so I'm giving everybody else a vacation.
Right.
I'm taking the slow time, which is great. You know, this is the way you should work it out.
All right. Now that you've had a chance to think in the back of your mind, what the heck is going on? You've been dealing with this folderol on Mike McCasey. What the heck is going on?
You know, I'm with Judge Mukasey on this. I don't know what the purpose of bringing up treason was. There's been 6 treason prosecutions over the last 100 years, 5 of which were regarding propagandists and people who actually put on the enemy uniform in World War II, and one of which is somebody who attacked U.S. Army troops during a coal miner uprising in 1922. This is not a treason situation. This might be a corruption situation. It's certainly a FARA violation situation. It's not treason. And I think it's absurdly inflammatory for a judge to try to make that case in the middle of a sentencing hearing where the prosecutors are asking for no jail time. I would be surprised if Emmett Sullivan stays on this case. And I agree with the person on Twitter who said that Judge Emmett Sullivan is not an idiot. He isn't an idiot. I think what happened was that Mike Flynn's attorneys tried to argue for leniency by saying that the FBI had entrapped him, that the FBI had sandbagged him, and I think Sullivan was angry with that. And there was a remark that says, I've never knowingly accepted a guilty plea from an innocent person, and I'm not going to start today. And I think what he was trying to do was he was trying to make sure that Mike Flynn allocated to the crime fully and honestly, but I think he went way overboard. And I wouldn't be surprised that in the next 4 months there isn't a motion for another judge change on this case. And I'm not sure that the prosecutors would oppose that. I think they were probably very surprised by what happened in court yesterday, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even if you see General Flynn's demeanor, he was a little smiling, relaxed at the beginning, and then that quickly shut down when the judge was scolding him. But do you think that my question I wanted to ask you, what do you think all of this means for President Trump? I mean, now we have to wait until March 13th, and Michael Flynn can't leave, within a 50-mile area of Washington, D.C. He has to surrender his passport. I mean, I feel like he's already been kind of convicted.
Well, he has. He pled guilty, and they're going to accept the guilty plea. So at least technically speaking, he has been convicted. So that's part of the process. I think that was overboard as well, and I suspect that there's going to be some motion to grant some relief on that. I think that what this means for Donald Trump is probably no different than what it meant for Donald Trump the day before yesterday, too. Okay. Michael Flynn's been cooperating. Whatever Robert Mueller is getting from him is satisfying Robert Mueller. I don't know if that really has to do with Donald Trump or if it has to do more with this issue with Michael Flynn's consultancy, which seemed to be lobbying for foreign governments without notifying anybody. And if he just wants to fully flesh that out and convict the other people who were part of that, there was his two business partners were indicted on Monday, I believe it was. And so that might be all that there is to this, but we're not going to know for a while.
Do you think that before March, the judge was waiting on this because finally the P tape will be revealed before March? I mean, you think about it.
Oh, let's hope not.
Think about where this.
Nobody
I mean,
needs
when the
to see
liberals,
that.
when the the Rob Reiners of the world, everybody, Anderson Cooper, everybody else. Oh, this is finally going to get Trump. This is the thing that's going to do it. And of course, now the latest thing is the whole thing about the campaign finance violation. I mean, my whole take on this is let's wait till Trump finishes his second term, and then when he's like 89 years old, we can have the trial that sends him to jail, and he'll love it because he'll be getting all the attention in the world at that point. It'll be the trial of the 21st century.
Yeah, I don't think that if all that Robert Mueller comes out of this is with some campaign finance violations, I don't think this goes anywhere. I think after everybody had all of their expectations raised by the Rob Reiners of the world, that Robert Mueller was going to convict him of the Judge Crater disappearance along with every other mystery that happened in the last 100 years. I think if it just comes back with, well, he didn't report these things as campaign finance donations, it's not really going to go anywhere. The House might do some sort of censure or something like that. I don't know if that's where Robert Mueller is actually going, and I don't think any of us are going to really know that until the report comes out. But I think that is coming up soon, and so I don't think that the mystery is going to last for a whole lot longer.
And you wrote a lovely article about Charles Krauthammer's legacy, and tell us what he meant to you.
Charles Krauthammer, I had the honor of meeting him one time. It was really early on in my blogging career, and it's just such a gentleman. And he was somebody who was very committed to his viewpoint, but was very honorable about it, and he argued passionately, but without losing the humanity that should go along with politics, because politics is basically the art of interpersonal relationships in public policy. And Charles Krauthammer really understood that, and I don't think I ever read anything from Charles Krauthammer that was unfair, that was a cheap shot. He was somebody who thought deeply, who felt deeply, and it came across in his writing. And I think he was just an amazing person, and he will be sorely missed. And his son just put out a book. He just edited a collection of his father's writings, and it looks like it's the best of Charles Krauthammer, and I'm sure that this thing's going to sell well.
I'll second that, and I got a chance to talk to him twice. Did you ever get a chance to
we
talk to him?
interviewed him once.
Yeah, and a couple of times. And
I just loved him on Special Report.
Well, right.
I mean,
you
it
always
was must-see
waited.
television.
Sometimes I'd fast forward to that. I like Mara Eliason, but I know what just fast forward to the Krauthammer part. But when you've got a rapier wit like that, as you and I both have, Ed, so you don't have to hit people over the head with, a hammer, pun intended. You don't. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of Scalia, who, he'd be cross-examining some kid in the crowd who would be trying to challenge him. And I remember this story and this young woman runs out of the room and Scalia says, "Don't leave. I just, take me on." And if you do it in a humane way, like you and I do, and don't take the cheap shot, that and you've got the wit to rely on, that's the great redeeming quality about Krauthammer, and he is sorely missed.
It was, and one last thing I'll say about Krauthammer: there's a lot of intelligent people in our business. There are not so many people who are wise, and I think Charles Krauthammer was one of the wise.
Well said. Ed Morrissey, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to read his article at hotair.com. Listen to his podcast as well. He's also a columnist for The Week. So thank you, Ed Morrissey, for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. New York City, the world's largest urban economy. Apartment construction on the rise. Mexico's new president boosting the country's minimum wage. Those stories next.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you signed up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called Medi-Share. Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing program that's been around for 25 years, and they have hundreds of thousands of members all across the country. And get this, over the years, Medi-Share members have shared more than $1 billion of each other's medical bills. Best of all, you could save a lot of money with Medi-Share. The typical savings for a family is about $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money. Think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have a lot to offer? Well, think again. You can join Medi-Share anytime, so call them today and check it out. Here's the number to find out more, and there's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 855-41-BIBLE. That's 855-41-BIBLE. 855-41-BIBLE.
In a new report, New York City's economy, ranked as the world's largest, is likely to remain that way through the year 2035. Tokyo comes in second, followed by Los Angeles and London. By 2027, the report projects the total GDP of all Asian cities will exceed the GDP of all North American and European cities combined. Developers breaking ground on more homes in November, primarily apartments. The Commerce Department reporting construction of new single-family houses fell, but the rise in apartment construction helped drive overall new housing starts higher by 3.2%. Mexico's new president doubling the minimum wage, currently about $4.40 a day, in a stretch along the U.S. border, while the rest of Mexico will get a 16% increase. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
And this is a Pajamagram announcement. Guys, check this out. There's brand new technology that's going to drive your wife or girlfriend wild this Christmas. Probably not what you're thinking. It's even better. It's called Micro Velvet, created by the PJ experts at Pajamagram, and it's found only in their Tempting Touch PJs. Tempting Touch PJs are the softest and most luxurious pajamas ever imagined because they're addictively soft. They beg to be touched. She's going to love the way they feel. And you'll love the way they look. Best of all, you don't have to wrap because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. Thousands of men just like you've made their loved ones happy. By giving them Tempting Touch PJs, you can too. But you need to get these amazing PJs today because they sell out fast. So here's what you do. It's easy. Go to Pajamagram.com right now or call 1-800-GIVE-PJS. That's Pajamagram.com and tell them Dan and Amy sent you.
Did you know hackers in the U.S. steal private information from smartphones and other internet-connected devices every 39 seconds? Using an unsecured Wi-Fi connection, even at home, can put all your personal and financial data at risk. Your bank details, passwords, social security numbers, your home address, and more might be at risk. Hackers will even go as far as stealing your children's identity. Download Hotspot Shield VPN right now to protect yourself and your family. Secure your login details when logging into your bank accounts or using social media and more. Hotspot Shield even protects you from millions of cyber threats and online scams. What's the privacy and security of your family worth? Get military-grade encryption on up to 5 devices for just $2.99 per month. Go to hotspotshield.com/radio now. When you see how easy it is to get military-grade encryption for all your devices, then you'll wonder why it took this long to secure your personal information. Go to hotspotshield.com/radio now to download the Hotspot Shield app. That's hotspotshield.com/radio.
Nothing speaks louder about an auto dealer than a happy customer. And at Joe Cotton Ford, they have many.
I had a 2001 Excursion, was about 6 months old. We got T-boned, $29,000 worth of damage, bent the frame. After a few months, got it back from you guys, and it actually drove and rode better than when I got it from the factory. Well, service visits are always top-notch. You know, your service department, starting with Dave and going down all your service riders, are just amazing.
Another reason why folks keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Joe Cotton Ford wishes you the happiest holidays ever and gives you the gift of 0% for 72 months on many of Ford's most popular vehicles for qualified buyers. And get the biggest rebates of the year on all remaining 2018 models at Joe Cotton Ford. No hype and no pressure. It's why generations of customers keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Get to Joe Cotton Ford Ford today. 0% for 72 months is only for a limited time. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. joecottonford.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had cancer. I have fibromyalgia. I have nerve damage and fatigue. I have thalassemia. I'm hypoglycemic. So my life since cancer, I've had to learn how to live with it. But starting Balance of Nature, I felt it the first month. I felt different. It made such a difference that now I wake up, my head feels clearer, I have more energy. Very rarely does my body cramp up anymore. It's the best thing. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I just would not be what I am today if I didn't start Balance of Nature.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G, with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
AM 560. The Answer.
You know, it's not too late for you to come to our Christmas party. It starts at noon. Have yourself a hot cup of cocoa. Maybe get a grab bag gift. I don't know.
I feel like an outsider.
You're invited, though.
That's so nice of you.
If not, you can check
I'm
on...
your +1 at the Christmas party today.
My +1. That's good. Are you on Instagram?
No,
I'm
old. I'm on I don't even look at Facebook anymore. But
I don't. You're a huge Twitter person.
You right. You
realize tweet your face off. Tweet me like I want to be tweeted. That's what you say.
It's got me into trouble. It hasn't done me any good.
You've been blocked by people.
That's my goal, is to be blocked by people.
You know who I'm blocked by? Karen Lewis.
Really?
And that's the only person that's blocked me, and that's because of Dan, Prof. Dan.
You mean guilt by association?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, really?
Dan said something that she didn't like, and she blocked him, and then she blocked me. I don't like that. Okay. But if you go on Instagram, there's a thing called Instant Grannies, because you know what's old is new.
I think you have to learn to love the skin that you're in today.
And you should.
There is beauty at every age.
We don't
have an expiration date.
I don't mind her skin. What? It's her teeth that are missing.
There is beauty at every age. We don't have an expiration date.
You're right about that.
Is that dancers?
I think that might be Michael McDonald talking right now. Yes. Okay.
You don't know me, but I'm your bra.
Oh, you do a really good Michael McDonald.
You know what I'm
doing?
To
the streets right now.
I'm doing
Amy.
it. Yeah. I'm doing Michael McDonald. But no, there's a big business in this because old people, you guys have cash.
When people retire from their jobs, they are not retiring from life. It's a new chapter.
The older audience has more disposable income. They have more time. They're, in many cases, a lot more tech savvy than you might think.
Yeah, a little. Like, you know what an aux cord is. And Bluetooth.
Right.
And
that's because most senior citizens have
But
blue
here's the deal.
teeth.
Look at some of these women. They're not, I know, I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable position because I know you're a devoted husband, but those ladies are not bad looking.
Attractive.
Well, they're in their 80s.
Yeah.
And you said something. You
Low
said
80s.
Instagrandpa.
Yeah. Yes.
You should start that.
What are they
doing? What they're doing.
What are they doing?
They're wearing high-end clothing, fashion clothes.
Oh, so they're advertising on Instagram.
And they're making their honeys making money, in their 80s.
Because here's the reason that they never target older people.
Why?
The advertisers, and it's always 25, 54, supposedly, is because older people just buy the same things over and over and over again. So it's the younger people who are fickle.
Well, change your ways and be an Instagrampa. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, a bump stock ban. Who's happy with Trump's decision? We'll take your phone calls. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Bill Daley raises $3 million. Preckwinkle and Mendoza giving money back. 5 Bears selected to the Pro Bowl, and the Blackhawks beat the Preds. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
One way or the other, we will win on the wall. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump just tweeted that as we're hearing Congress may punt on the issue to avoid a government shutdown Saturday.
Democrats rejected one offer from Republican leaders, a plan Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says included a $1 billion slush fund for the president's immigration policies.
They need congressional approval. They're not getting it for the wall. Plain and simple.
Offers from Democrats provide more than $1 billion in border security upgrades. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he's consulting with the White House.
I think a government shutdown is not a good option. That's my view.
With Friday night's deadline approaching, both sides could settle for a short-term extension of current spending. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And President Trump on Twitter is also writing about a criminal justice reform bill passed by the Senate that America is the greatest country in the world, and my job is to fight for all citizens, even those who've made mistakes. That bill would reduce sentences for some nonviolent drug offenders and provide more money for prison rehabilitation programs. A House vote is expected this week. The president's former national security advisor is waiting to hear if he'll go to prison. Here's Fox's Rachel Sutherland in Washington.
Chris, Michael Flynn will have to surrender his passport, and he won't be allowed to travel more than 50 miles from Washington without permission after his sentencing hearing took a dramatic turn. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders maintains the FBI ambushed Flynn during an interview in January of 2017.
They encouraged him not to have White House counsel's office present.
Democratic Congressman David Cicilline told Fox's Outnumbered Overtime.
He said, I knew what I did was wrong. I knew lying to the FBI was a crime.
D.C. District Court Judge Emmett Sullivan delayed sentencing for 90 days. Chris?
Rachel, thanks. The Federal Reserve announces today whether interest rates will go up again. Another hike is expected. Dow futures are up 200 points ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. This is Fox News.
.36 degrees, 7:02 is our time on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. One person is in critical condition this morning following a major house fire in Will County. Blaze broke out early this morning in the 2900 block of West Indiana in Beecher. Cause of that blaze is under investigation. New information revealed about the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a Metro train on the south side. The officers, according to police, were apparently unaware that the train that hit them on a viaduct over 103rd Street was approaching because another passing train drowned out the sound. Police based that account on body camera footage from one of the officers. Former Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy's name will be on the ballot for mayor of Chicago after fellow candidate Paul Vallas dropped a challenge to his petition signatures. Bill Daley appears to be the top fundraising candidate so far in the Chicago mayoral race, raising $3.1 million since September. Meantime, 2 candidates running for mayor of Chicago are returning campaign donations they've received from embattled Alderman Ed Burke. Tony Preckwinkle and Susana Mendoza are returning the money and donating it. Bears playoff tickets go on sale tomorrow. Fans can buy tickets for the wild card game or a divisional game on Ticketmaster, online or by phone. Authorities have identified the teen girls struck and killed by a vehicle over the weekend in north suburban Ingleside. Lake County sheriffs say 16-year-old Sydney Weber was hit by a Jeep SUV Saturday near Rawlings and Wilson Roads. Chicago sports, Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1 at the UC. College football bowl game action, Northern Illinois fell to UAB 37-13 in the Boca Raton Bowl. The news is a service of Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you. There's still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift. So you still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com, onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oak Brook Center, and Westfield Old Orchard. 7:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments. Clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Imagine doing one thing that gives you an entirely different perspective about your place in the world. Think it would be worth it? Hi, it's Mike Gallagher, inviting you to join me for a 10-day Stand With Israel tour through the land of Israel in December of 2019. Come with me to get firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll learn about the geopolitical, economic, and spiritual dynamics of one of the most fascinating places on earth. And you'll share experiences that will change how you view the world. Walk the ancient temple steps, touch the Western Wall, sail on the Sea of Galilee, pray on the Mount of Beatitudes. The list goes on. Return home inspired, renewed, and empowered. If you've ever dreamed of seeing Israel, this is your chance. Join me for a life-changing adventure to give you a renewed sense of purpose. The 10-day Stand With Israel tour, December 2019.
Purchase your travel experience at 560theanswer.com/Israel. Be sure to choose AM 560 when you register. That's 560theanswer.com/Israel.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with a Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% savings in-store and online. Subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
7:07. Let's check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Kennedy inbound delays start at Cumberland. It's 35 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 15 from Montrose, 14 to the Express, outbound 28 minutes to the airport. Eden's 21 minutes, Lake Cook Junction, outbound 24. Mount Eisenhower delays are from Manheim to the Bird Circle, 51 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 39. Mount Stevenson, 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 38. The Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 26 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 30. Northbound Tri-State delays from Southwest Highway to 87, from Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, Reagan Tollway to past the Eisenhower. Northbound Veterans Memorial, a little heavy around the Reagan Tollway. The other tollways look good. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and meteorologist Steve Williams.
Sun will start things off, then increasing cloudiness today, high 49. Cloudy tonight and tomorrow, low tonight 39. Some rain tomorrow, high 44. Clouds windy and colder on Friday with a daytime high 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Clouds and 36. Next news, 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Go ahead. Come on, Michael McDonald. Go ahead.
There you go. Now you've done it, Justin Kosick, our technical producer. All right, go, Bruce.
You don't know me, but I'm your brother. All right, take it away. Dueling Michael McDonald's, go ahead. Go.
Banana, no, I don't know the words.
Yeah.
But you. Wait, we're getting to the refrain. Here we go. Here we go.
Taking it to the streets.
Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. That is.
I think I just got a hernia.
I think you just killed Justin's cat. And that, by the way, is actually Justin's cat. He recorded that at home. He was pulling his cat's
that's
tail.
his cat actually in a live performance.
That is his cat. Do it again, Justin. His real cat. What were you doing to your cat?
I think the cat was gargling.
No, Justin, were you pulling your cat's tail?
No, I wouldn't harm my cat. She just doesn't like being loved up on, and I love loving up on cats, so.
Tell us about it.
So she was.
Hey, cat, have you seen a Gladiator movie? Yeah. Gee.
Another reason why Justin is single.
Yes.
I like to love up on my cat.
Hybrid of a cat and Justin.
What's your cat's name, Justin?
I have 3 cats, but that cat's name is Marley. We took her off the streets, and it was probably a mistake.
Let her free. Just let her go. She loves you. She'll
It's
come
a
back.
reggae
If
cat.
not, it was not meant to be, right? And then what are the other 2 names?
We got Neutron and Cassie. Neutron and Cassie are very low key. They're like, you can pet me, that's fine. But Marley does not want to be touched. Don't even look at her, or she'll like freak out like that.
I had no idea. I'm sorry. Processing this right now. All right.
I'm still out of breath from the Michael McDonald.
Yeah, did you pull a hammy over there?
And I'm out of
Jeez.
breath. I think somebody check my blood pressure.
Okay. Yesterday, President Trump did something that he has been promising to do, and that is banning bump stocks.
We're knocking out bump stocks. I've told the NRA, I've told it, bump stocks are gone.
You know, here, can I say something?
yes.
Mr. President,
please.
I want to act like Seinfeld did to Kramer. Remember when Kramer said, and they write it off, Jerry. And Jerry goes, you don't know what a write-off is. And Kramer then says, but they do. Mr. President, I'll bet you don't even know what a bump stock is.
No, he knows what a bump stock is.
Nobody knows what a bump stock is.
Yes, we do.
No, here, Kevin Williamson, one of my favorite writers, for National Review a while back. This is after the Parkland shooting. I may have been after that one. The New York Times reported that regulations were going to be issued to ban so-called bump stocks, which convert semi-automatic guns into automatic weapons like those used last year in the massacre of concertgoers in Las Vegas. But Kevin Williamson says a bump stock does not convert a semi-automatic weapon into an automatic weapon, and there were no automatic weapons used in the Las Vegas shooting. Bump firing is a nifty but largely useless rapid-firing technique, not a technology. Do you want me to go on
Here's the
about
deal.
this?
Because the Las Vegas shooter was able to kill 58 people because he was able to fire off 1,100 rounds within 10 minutes because of bump stocks. Because it did turn 14 of his semi-automatic rifles into de facto machine guns. The reason why, so the acting AG signed off on it yesterday because he and President Trump, it's illegal because they fall under the definition of machine guns that are banned under federal law.
Apparently you just didn't listen to what I said here.
This is the rule of the law, that these are machine guns, and that's banned under federal law. So anybody happy with this decision? I know one person who is Brian Claypool. He's an attorney, but he's also a survivor of the Las Vegas shooting.
Huge relief. This is a monumental move. There is no social utility for bump stocks in a civilized society.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. I'm relieved because we had to do something for gun safety, and I know we have a lot of Second Amendment gun owners and gun enthusiasts that listen to this show, and I want to hear from them because I don't know if they're pleased with this. I don't know if they're happy about this, if this is an infringement on their Second Amendment rights. What you have, if you own a bump stock, listen up, you have a 90-day period to turn your bump stock into the ATF or have it destroyed. So you can turn it in or destroy it somehow, some way. I don't know how the government's going to check on people who own bump stocks to see if they got rid of their bump stock, but that's what's happening. And are you a gun owner, Bruce?
I'm theoretical about everything. You know, I believe, you know, like the multiplication tables, I know of them. I'm in favor of smokers, even though I don't smoke myself. I always feel bad for them. I feel bad for the put upon, and gun owners are put upon. They're the discriminated against minority right now.
Well, President Obama, when he was in power, concluded in 2010 that he couldn't ban bump stocks without a law approved by Congress. But President Trump, he went around that, and he actually banned bump stocks yesterday. And I think we should give him his due. What do you think? 312-642-5600 is the Turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to Mike, who joins us from Joliet. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Hi, Amy. 2 points. As of now, they have not determined that a bump stock was actually used in Las Vegas. And the second point is that law that's going to be passed is so poorly written, I expect it to be turned over because it does not convert a weapon into a fully automatic weapon as defined by the law.
No, it turns it into a machine gun.
It doesn't, because a machine gun is one trigger pull will give you multiple bullets shot. Bump firing, you have to still pull the trigger every single time. It's still semi-automatic.
Do you own a bump stock, Mike?
I've shot them. I don't own one because I think they're stupid. But
well, wait, why do you think they're stupid?
It's just they're not accurate. It's just a way to dump ammo. But my point was, you can bump fire with nothing. You can also use the belt loop of your pants or a rubber band or shoelaces.
You know, as Kevin Williamson says, beginning shooters who often have poor grips bump fire accidentally from time to time. And bump firing does not even require a semi-automatic weapon. You can bump fire a revolver if you work at it.
Well, there's 520,000 bump stocks that have been sold since 2010.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Rick, hold on one second. So they're going to have a hard time, I think, having these people turn in their bump stocks to ATF or to allegedly destroy them. Hey, Rick, you're on. Rick from Downers Grove. Good morning.
Hey, I was going to say, I actually made a little bump fire device for my AK, which I tried to sell, but I went through the process. I went to the ATF, and they sent it out to their technology branch, and they told me, no, you can't make it. So that was that. But it is. All it does is take your semi-auto, and it just ratchets the trigger on your finger. So it's not a full auto.
What do you use it for?
It's just fun. I mean, it's just fun to go out to a range that allows you to do that and just watch things, just shoot up the targets very fastly. I mean,
yeah, but if they get in the wrong hands, like the Las Vegas shooter, you can have 58 people dead.
Amy.
No, not any gun. 58 people he picked off.
I know, but Amy, you think a criminal is going to worry about these laws when he's buying his gun on the street to shoot up something or to rob somebody? They don't care. They just want to make it hard for law-abiding. Like, I'm not going to go out and shoot up a place, but I would love to have a bump stock because I just like going out and shooting up things.
You know, Rick, in a ring. Rick, you know what the problem is? Is that the liberals who are listening, because I'm basically a liberal.
The liberals are insane, is what they are.
I know, because I'm a liberal at heart. I have to overcome my liberal tendencies, okay? I'm a reformed, guy. I listen to you and I say, why do you want to shoot things? Why do you have fun that way? Couldn't you just go bowling or perhaps look at trees or something like that?
Oh, go bird watching.
But I like target shooting. I'm a gun collector as well. I mean, I have a lot of guns, and I look at them like, none of these guns ever got up and shot anything up. I'll bet it's the person who owns the gun that does that. But the liberals don't like thinking that.
All right. Thanks, Rick, for your phone call.
Thank you, Rick.
I was just wondering why it took President Trump 14 months to ban bump stocks after the Vegas shooting. Let's go to Tom, who joins us from Deer Park. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, good morning. This is a perfect example of why many of us that are advocates of the Second Amendment were extremely skeptical of candidate and now President Trump. What he's done is he's gone around the law, he's gone around the Constitution, and basically invented a statute that the ATF even agreed wasn't legal and is nonsensical. So what he's done now is made felons or potential felons out of law-abiding citizens, and it will have no impact on violent crime and mass
All
shooting.
right, Tom, I got 2 words for you, okay? Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, okay? Those are the 2 words. And if we had Hillary, we'd have Merrick Garland, who would uphold a law like this. Maybe this law is going to be thrown out at
Well,
some
I'm
point.
sure
Okay?
the ban's going to face a legal challenge, the bump stock ban.
I don't dispute what you just said, Bruce. I don't dispute it one bit.
Right.
I'm just 2 things are true, and what I said about Donald Trump, correct. That's all.
Yeah,
All right, thanks, Tom.
I don't disagree. Thank you, Tom.
All right, let's go to Ralph. Oh, I haven't heard from Ralph in a few days. Here's Ralph and Rantoul. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, Amy and Bruce. Hey, look, I'm an NRA Life member, and I mean, I think if I were to draw the analogy between bump stock or firearms and tattoos or something like that, bump stocks are like the eyeball tattoo of the body modification world. Maybe somebody wants to be able to go and do it. It's pretty dumb. All the other people are going to come and scream at me, but I'm a Second Amendment diehard, right? But here's the problem with this legislation. Depending on how it's written, it's got to be written very carefully. It should not go around any sort of statute, any law, because bump stocks, I think, are completely stupid, but they don't actually convert a semi-auto to a fully auto. Yeah, you can flick your finger, and that's what they're designed for. They're designed to basically take the recoil of the weapon and make the reset on the trigger work so quickly that the next round comes right off very quickly. That's how the semi-auto shoots really, really quickly with these things. Yeah. Most ranges that have range officers do not allow this kind of rapid fire. So if you own a piece of property and you want to shoot up your old washing machine, these are the people who strap on these bump stock things and go out there and blast away at whatnot. It may be fun, but I think it's not necessary to have a bump stock and still have a rock-solid Second Amendment.
All right. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, Ralph.
From lovely Rantoul. I drove by Rantoul a few weeks ago. Let's go to Dean, who joins us from Naperville. No, I did not. Okay. I did not.
Good morning. Say, so I'm a gun owner, and I love to hunt, and this law really does not bother me so much, but what I will say is I don't think it really changes anything. It's not a bump stock issue. It's a morality issue. Go take a look. I don't know the exact number, but you're talking about a couple 100,000 deer hunters in the woods in the state of Wisconsin this year. 0 murders. 0.
But they use bump stocks to kill Bambi? I mean, rapid fire?
No. You're misunderstanding. I never said nobody uses bump stocks to hunt Bambi. What I'm saying is that
don't make me watch the movie.
No, but what I'm saying is that again, we're looking for reasons to stop all these horrific shootings, and again, you can take the bump stocks away, you can take all the guns away, and I don't think that's the answer to the issue. It's so much deeper than that, and as a society, we'd like to say, well, let's do away with everything, and now we've solved the problem. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why don't you see all these murders when guys are out in the woods in hunting? I mean, it's because true gun owners are not out looking to kill people. Okay. And I think that's where a lot of the argument comes into play.
All right. Thanks, Dean, for the phone call.
Yeah.
It's a write-off for them. How is it a write-off? They just write it off. Write it off what? Jerry, all these big companies, they write off everything. You don't even know what a write-off is. Do you? No, I don't. But they do. And they're the ones writing it off.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie capsules contain 100% vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind. And it is undeniably one of the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. You might ask, how can over 10 servings of 31 fruits and vegetables fit into 6 vegetarian capsules? Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water, some a little higher, some a little lower. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to take out the water and air, leaving only whole food, which maintains 99.9% of its original nutritional value. Along with diet and exercise, Mother Nature provides fruits and vegetables to help us maintain good health. Make sense? To order, go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751 and use discount code CHICAGO.
How'd you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Well, that could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest that runs now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, you need to go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.keyword miracle to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
It's an awesome contest. Hey, St. John's Northwestern Military Academy, their mission is to immerse young men and now women in a culture of leadership that inspires personal growth through a commitment to excellence in academics, spiritual and character development, athletics, and military traditions. St. John's Northwestern Military Academy is not a place for troubled kids. Oh, no. They have people from all over the country and all over the world. Their alumni include heads of state, key business leaders, professional athletes, artists, statesmen, politicians, you name it. And these are good kids. I had the pleasure of going up there and checking it out for myself. And the cadets are well-mannered. It's like walking onto the set of a movie. It's absolutely stunning. The campus, 110 acres, is gorgeous. The chapel takes your breath away. Met some of the teachers. They really care about the kids. And there's always ongoing enrollment for St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. You can call up, schedule a tour. Call them if you have any questions. The number is 1-800-SJ-CADET, 1-800-SJ-CADET, or visit their website, sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org. And again, I trust the administrators and teachers there so much. I sent my two boys, Peyton and Eli, up there for summer camp. So again, 1-800-SJ-CADET, or visit them online at sjnma.org.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Gina Labus, President and CEO of Mid-States Glass and Metal and a customer of Signature Bank since 2011. As we expanded our business into all aspects of the glass and metal industry, we needed a bank who could grow along with us. That's when we met Mick O'Rourke, co-founder of Signature Bank. Mick and his team took the time to understand the ebbs and flows of our business. They worked with us to find a solution that would support our growth. Mid-States Glass and Metal is proud to work with Signature Bank because they support Chicagoland women-owned businesses like mine.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
Individual donors. People are helping make the holiday season a little merrier for those less fortunate. We have a list of people who have donated. Caroline, thank you, from Chicago. Thomas in Libertyville. Terry in Glenview. We've got James in Arlington Heights. Jeff in Wheaton. Dawn in Frankfurt. The list goes on with people who have made a commitment to help those less fortunate. We're partnered up with Food for the Poor again this year to help those in small remote villages in Haiti. I had the pleasure of going with Food for the Poor to Savan Cabritz, and it was, the level of poverty is just undescribable. It's hard not to cry, but the kids are so positive and they're so happy to see you, and they're so appreciative of any food that you could bring. And that's what we did. We brought little trinkets of food, and then we bought bracelets and stickers, and they were so appreciative and so happy. And the golden goose was the soccer ball.
Oh, right.
Oh,
yes.
They love their soccer. But the reason why I bring up Savan Cabritz is because of your donations last year. Within 28 days, and I'm not making this up because they went back to the same village. They re-interviewed the same family that I had met. Within 28 days, they had built an entire village. And the key is clean drinking water. They set up, the little tubs on the roof, and it filters the water through, and they have water that is clean to drink. So we really appreciate the people that we just named. Thank you so much for helping out. If you want to help out, 844-862-HOPE. That's 844-862-4673. We're asking for a one-time donation of $80. With that, you will feed a child for a year and provide clean water for life. But we also have the Business Benefactor Program, Bruce.
Yes, and we certainly do. And here's how it works. With the program, any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on AM 560 The Answer. For a business that wants to be involved in this program, here's how you do it. Call sales manager Anjanette Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
And we thank you in advance for your generosity. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, are we heading into a recession? We did have the worst quarter since 2008. And the big question today, will the Fed raise interest rates? We'll begin there with Stephen Moore when he joins us at 7:37. But now let's join Mike Scott, who is in the newsroom. Good morning, Mike.
Amy and Bruce, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Clouds and 36 degrees. Facebook this morning admits to a major gaffe, allowing other tech companies to read users' private messages. They're denying they do so without consent, though. The social media site is responding today to a New York Times investigation that found Facebook allowed companies like Spotify and the Royal Bank of Canada to read, write, and delete messages. SpaceX will make another attempt to launch its first national security mission for the Air Force. The company was supposed to launch their Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral yesterday, but scrubbed the launch. The Senate backing major changes to sentencing laws, overwhelmingly passing the First Step Act 87-12, the House passing a similar version in May. National Weather Service confirms a tornado touchdown near Seattle, causing major damage to homes in the suburb of Port Orchard. Meteorologist Bill Karen says it's an extremely rare event.
There weren't any injuries, there weren't any fatalities, but some considerable damage was done. For December, Washington State averages 0.1 tornadoes per year.
Minor injuries, again, were reported when that tornado touched down. Exercise may be as good as drugs at keeping your blood pressure down. New study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found there's not much difference between the two when it comes to keeping it healthy. Researchers found a combination of aerobic exercise like walking or swimming mixed with strength training was especially effective. A person in critical condition following a house fire in Will County. Blaze is under investigation. Funerals for 2 Chicago police officers fatally struck by a train Monday night will take place on Saturday. The St. Rita Shrine Chapel says it will host funerals for Officer Conrad Gary this Saturday at 9:30. Officer Eddie Marmoleo's funeral will also be held there on the same day at 12:30 p.m. Authorities have identified the teen girl struck and killed by a vehicle over the weekend in north suburban Ingleside. The Fox Lake teen, 16-year-old Sydney Weber, was pronounced dead at the scene. Sounds like something out of a Batman movie. Police in Aurora testing a new non-lethal gun. Fires a rope. It's called a BolaWrap 100. Fires a 7.5-foot rope that is designed to tangle a suspect's legs or torso. And remember former Little League baseball star Mo'ne Davis? Sure you do. Mo'ne Davis is headed to college. Just signed a letter of intent to play softball at Hampton University in Virginia. The Philadelphia team made national headlines in 2014 as the first girl to pitch her team to a win in the Little League World Series. Chicago sports, Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1 at the UC. College bowl game action in the Boca Raton Bowl. UAB over our Northern Illinois Huskies, 37-13. The news service of Lowe's. Lowe's closing their Gurnee, Illinois store located at 7735 Grand Avenue. Hurry in for huge deals on appliances, flooring, holiday decor, and more. This location is closing, but they're still here to serve you at many nearby locations and online at Lowe's.com. While supplies last, see store for details. 7:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager says we have reason to worry for our democracy.
This indictment, he may have paid off or asked his lawyer to pay off people and then violated campaign finance law. I am afraid for my country. What we are seeing here is exactly what happens in the third world, where powers use their government for political ends.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
It's Mike Gallagher, always honored when I get to visit with my dear friend Tom Sedeka, who's president and CEO of Precision Payroll of America, a 35-year-old company that still has its first employee and first client. It's pretty remarkable, Tom. You're a great patriot. You're a fantastic entrepreneur, and you got to be thrilled at the continued success of Precision Payroll. And I give all the credit to AM 560, The Answer, and the Mike Gallagher Show.
Thanks, Mike, and so do I. I have to tell you, working with you is an absolute treat and an honor. And the number of clients that we have gained over the years across the country from working with you has been a real blessing. So it is a real joy to work with somebody like Mike Gallagher and be on AM 560.
And it's a real joy for somebody like me to say for all your payroll processing or HR needs, go to precisionpayroll.com, precisionpayroll.com, or call Tom and his team, 630-242-1507, 630-242-1507, Precision Payroll of America.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
Oh, no colds, no flu, lots of energy, just overall well-being. It's just if I stop taking it, I see the difference. You know, I would never stop with these. I would keep them on hand always.
Well, I got more energy for sure. I don't feel the same if I don't take this every day. I think it's improved my life greatly because I was feeling real sluggish before, sluggish and tired. I had like this brain fog. It's all gone now. You know, I've been taking this stuff and I feel like I have the energy of an 18-year-old with the looks of a 30-year-old, and I'm 50. It's crazy. This stuff is crazy. I love it.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
7:36. Check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Telemonti.
South side on fire, 69th Winchester, that's East Damon. North Aurora, a crash on Randall, just north of the Reagan Tollway. Reagan Tollway itself is fine. Northbound Tri-State, delays Harlem to Ogden. From the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue curve. Eden's, 19 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 25. Kennedy, delays starting at Lawrence, 33 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 22 from Montrose, 20 in the Express. Outbound 28 minutes to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower, it's bumper to bumper. 25th Avenue, Burns Circle. 58 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 40. Stevenson, 53 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 36. The Ryan, 28 minutes, 95th to downtown. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Sunshine this morning, increasing clouds throughout the day, high 49. Clouds and 39 in your forecast overnight. 36 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560 The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Empowered Investing, the show dedicated to investors. Saturdays at noon on AM 560 The Answer.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560 The Answer.
God Plan. You know this song, God's Plan? Oh, boy. Bruce?
No, I don't.
You don't? It's by Drake. Are you familiar with Drake?
Drake is what, about 3,300 West, I think? Is that what it is? Drake, near Central Park.
That's good.
Am I right? Yeah, St. Louis, Drake, Central Park, something like that.
All right, listen up, folks. If you live in Hinsdale, Burr Ridge, Clarendon Hills, Darien, Oak Brook, and other municipalities, if you go to Hinsdale High School, District 86, which is Hinsdale Central, I believe, and Hinsdale South, you may no longer have football, swimming, wrestling, and other extracurricular activities, water polo as well, because it's payback time. Remember, during the last election, they had to vote whether or not they want to pass a $166 million bond referendum to pay for renovations at the two schools. Well, the people in the community voted it down. Why? Because it would have increased their property taxes, and it would have been this state-of-the-art complex that they really do not need. Well, I don't feel that they need there. I mean, those schools are very nice. You think your school's bad? Hinsdale Central, Hinsdale South? Why don't you go take a field trip to CPS high schools? Yeah. And you wouldn't even think about having a $166 million referendum.
Well,
But to take it out on the kids not having football next year, football is huge at these schools.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. At the Highland Park High Schools, they had only 4 kids show up for the football team this year, and I don't think each kid could play 3 positions on each side of the ball. So
that's not the case.
But that's not because of finances. That's because everybody's afraid that their kids are going to get chronic traumatic encephalopathy. But one of our listeners, Dan Proft, a young man, he wears aviation glasses.
You mean Dan of the Dan and Amy show?
Not familiar with it.
The high school grad in his Twitter profile?
He tweets, customary extortion play. Give us your money or your kid's sports get it. Any discussion of shaving personnel costs where the overwhelming majority of taxpayers' dollars are spent. Approximately 1/3 of teachers in Hinsdale 86 have compensation packages greater than $200,000 a year. Now, I was wondering if the Hinsdale School Board, are they going to shut down the national parks to, because that's the play that's done over budgets when there's a budget impasse, and they get rid of the high school sports when you should be cutting the teachers' compensation packages. Now, to be entirely fair, this is not salary alone. This includes, pencils and supply. No, it includes other things, pension and other benefits. But it's still $200,000.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. Just as an athlete, they used to hang this over our heads too. I remember when we couldn't reach a referendum. District 214, they say, next year we're not going to have sports because we don't have any money. And that sports saved my life. If I didn't have sports, Bruce, I would be in jail. And I'm not making that up. I could have gone to the left or I could have gone to the right. And I chose going to the right because the right is always right.
So it was like Robert Frost, the road not taken.
No, because I was hanging out with some nefarious characters who got in trouble. And then I joined athletics and it changed everything. It made me more disciplined. I would, have a set schedule for when I would practice. Then it'd make me schedule for when I would do homework. It was just, it helped. It gave me a reason to live.
You know what this town needs?
This really sucks.
No, athletics is great, but you know what this town needs?
What?
A boys band. That's what we need because we got trouble right here in the Windy City. That starts with T, that rhymes with P, that stands for pool.
It's a capital W. You said Windy City. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
But don't take it out on the kiddies. And that's why this frustrates me because this is just
band too.
A game that they're playing. But kids, they don't process things like adults do, and they should be ashamed of themselves. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to James, who joins us from Westmont. Good morning, James. How are you?
Good morning, you two. Bruce, lovely to hear you again.
Thank you.
No problem. My wife works for the bus company that provides the transport. They're talking about cutting all the bus service as well, except for, special needs. But one of the funny things, Dan is right, though, that this is really an extortion racket. So they could, now that we didn't pass this referendum because we need to build a new building, which they don't, now we're going to take it out on everybody else. And
they're taking it out on the kids.
Yeah, well, there also was no mention. My wife actually got a copy of it as well. There was no mention of significant staff cutting. It was very it was more like support staff, like the hall monitors, let's just That's what I call them.
Sure.
The adults that they hire to stay in the halls and tell kids to get out of the hall. So it's really not like major faculty or anything like that. It's really just the support staff that they're going to cut. But that's very minor comparison
Right.
to like.
How about trimming, the superintendent's salary as well?
Right.
I'm not just talking about the teachers,
thank you,
the
James.
superintendents, the administrators.
Phone call.
Yeah.
And so just so you know, the board voted on Monday to eliminate these 3 sports and to cut certain positions. And the parents even say, this one parent, Robert Hogan, he said, I hope the threat of the cuts will generate more support for the referendum. So this is such a Chicago move right here. You don't go along with me, you're going to have hell to pay. Let's go to Jim, who joins us from Aurora. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I'm a contractor, and I also was a school board president for 5 years, many years ago. But we just did a job for Hinsdale Middle School, and I think the school board should invite everybody out and look at what they did there. It's the most ridiculous overspending I've ever seen in my life.
What did they get done?
I work in a lot of schools.
Right. Well, what is it? What did they do?
Well, you've got the hallways are 3 stories high with huge light fixtures in them. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Well, it's aesthetically pleasing. Don't the children need a nice place to be hazed in the hallways? No, you're right about that.
Thanks, Jim.
Here's a story in the DuPagePolicyJournal.com. Is that owned by the Tribune or something like that? Is that the Sun-Times? The DuPagePolicyJournal.com.
Does Dan own it?
No, Dan is our listener. He's our listener who tweets to us. This is the DuPagePolicyJournal.com. Are you trying to tie all these threads together here? Is this all like?
Well, what does it say, Bruce?
No, Bruce Law, the district superintendent, makes $203,000 for 9 months. $342,000 a year.
Yeah, they could
total
take some
compensation.
Of his salary. That is owned by Dan, by the way. I'm right. But yeah, no, it's thank God that Dan's here and his papers are here so that we can know this information. It is ridiculous. And now you have this shakedown, which is unbelievable. Let's go to Mike, who joins us from Yorkville. Good morning, Mike.
Bruce, Amy, thanks for just taking my call. I call it the Chicagoland shakedown. Has anybody not noticed in the news all these school districts all coming together in consortium and saying, all of a sudden our contracts are up, we need money? It was like one spot hit, like up in Geneva, and then it spread to a whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah, Palatine and Fremd almost went on strike.
You know what, Mike? I agree with you to a point. I forgot who the writer is for National Review in the magazine. Did a lengthy story. It's not a one-size-fits-all proposition. Yeah, I'd say in Illinois, there's a lot of overspending on salaries for both teachers and administrators and compensation packages. But in certain pockets of the country, the teachers, in fact, I know this is heresy.
What?
Are underpaid in certain pockets of the country,
this is
but not here.
Not here.
No, I didn't say
and,
here.
And what makes me sick too. So here you got Sean Kelly and Hayden Waters. They're both defensive linemen at Hinsdale Central. Now they're going to go out and lobby voters to support the referendum. So is anybody on the other side teaching Sean Kelly and Hayden Waters about what that means if that $166 million referendum is passed? What that's going to mean to their parents' paychecks and maybe to their future and to their college fund. It's just brainwashing. Let's go to Margot, who joins us from the hotspot. That's Burr Ridge. Hi, Margot. How are you?
Hi, Amy. That was a great point you just made. These kids are not thinking about their inheritance and, where it's going, all down the property tax bill. But here's a funny thing that happens every time. I live in the district. My kids went to that school in 181. Every time a referendum fails, then the board immediately institutes a study, which costs over $70,000. And the study consists of phoning up, residents whose property taxes are going to be, and saying, well, you didn't vote for the referendum. What would make you have voted for the? Well, let's see. If we told you that the school was a fire trap, could we have the new school? So obviously this time the answer that won is, well, if we get rid of the football program, would you vote for the referendum? I mean, that's what they do. They probe until they find out what would have made you vote for the thing that you didn't vote for. I'm serious. I've had the calls. That's exactly what they do. And then the next time around, when they're trying to get the thing passed, the person who calls you says, well, it's a fire trap. That's why we have to build the second middle school. And now they've built yet another middle school since I've lived here. And it is overblown. It is ridiculous. The one they are getting rid of was only about 40 years old. The minute they finished paying off the millions of property, the bond to pay for that thing, the minute it was done, they started lobbying to tear it down and build the one they just built.
Margot, they've studies have shown, for teachers, they always get, they get these step increases. They get increases in salary because they get more education, like
they get their master's degree.
But the master's degrees don't really help them teach any better. There's no study that shows that helps them. It's just all status, and you need to get these things in order to get a bigger salary. But it really doesn't help the consumer, who is the student. And that's what happens when you have government running things.
And they say that the cuts are going to take effect until the board has fixed the facilities. Oh, come on. Let's go to Dave, who joins us from Downers Grove. Dave says he has a solution. What is the solution, Dave?
Automation's been cutting a lot of jobs over the years. Why don't we automate teaching and have one teacher be broadcast to multiple classrooms and just have cheap teacher's aides in each classroom to explain what the teacher's saying?
You know what, Dave, here, just if I may amend that, because I'm brainstorming with you right now, why don't we have it that the kids can go to a McDonald's where there's a kiosk where they can get a burger and a lesson at the same time. Burger and a lesson. And as a matter of fact, we give the kids a French fry. It dispenses to them every time they give an answer correctly. Yes.
That sounds good to me, too.
Yeah, there you
go. All right, thanks, David, for the phone call.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid announcement.
Now, Geiger Wealth brings you Retire with Confidence.
Thanks for joining us today here on Retire with Confidence with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth. Bill, usually we're getting together at this time to talk about retirement planning and helping people retire with confidence. But today, you've got a very special message for us, something that's very near and dear to your heart.
Mike, the thing that I want to talk about today with our audience is a little bit different than what we normally do about retirement planning. We are involved with a foundation called We the Children, and the mission of We the Children is to help underprivileged children with food, with medical care, with clothing that they desperately need. Right now, we have a 2-year-old boy named Kiever in Venezuela that has a severe medical condition, and basically what he has is fluid on his brain. It's building up. He needs surgery very, very quickly to relieve the pressure on his brain. They need to install a valve. It's something called a craniotomy, which scares me just thinking about it. But this little boy is only 2 years old. He needs this surgery badly. His doctors have told his parents that if he doesn't get this operation within the next 30 days, he may die. I'd like to ask our listening audience today to join me in going to the website wethechildren.org, wethechildren.org, and contribute whatever you can, whatever your heart says is right for you. It would be truly, truly appreciated in this Christmas season, and it's going to help us save Kiever's life.
The web address again is wethechildren.org. That's wethechildren.org. And folks, don't forget, this is 100% tax deductible. The end of the year, a lot of you are perhaps thinking about some sort of charitable donation, and we ask you to contribute to this great cause. Again, that's wethechildren.org, wethechildren.org.
Yeah, it's tax deductible whether you're an individual or whether you're a corporation. Whatever you donate, 100% of it goes directly to Kiever's medical care. There's no overhead on this whatsoever. We're moving everything to his surgeons in Venezuela so we can save his life.
Folks, again, it's wethechildren.org. That's wethechildren.org. Donate what you can right now to wethechildren.org. A 2-year-old boy, his name is Kiever.
And folks, I want to take just a moment here to thank everyone in advance for helping us save this boy's life. I want to wish everyone listening to our voices a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday season.
And if you have the space in your heart, and I sure hope you do, please go to wethechildren.org right now and make a contribution of any size. And please help us save this boy's life.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
Every business has two major goals, right? Bigger profits and lower operating costs. Well, while ComEd might not be able to help you directly grow your profits, they can help you lower your operating costs with instant discounts on energy-efficient LEDs. You'll save money right now, and you'll save again later on your energy bills. For instant discounts and other lighting solutions from the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, visit ComEd.com/lighting solutions. ComEd, powering lives.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G, with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
AM 560, The Answer.
Hey, you know, you still have time to go to our Christmas party. You can go over to the Walgreens, or you can go to borrow Justin's
sweater,
Christmas sweater with a cat on it.
He's wearing the Mitch Trubisky red illuminating Christmas sweater. Yes.
Yeah, but the lights broke. I guess he went hard on Saturday night.
Does Justin throw the deep out? Well, I just wonder because
I don't know what that means. A deep out?
You know what a deep out is?
I know the hook and ladder. I know the Statue of Liberty.
You know what? The hook and ladder is actually the hook and ladder roll. People call it the hook and ladder. It's not really a fireman's play. It's a lateral.
Well,
it
if
goes
you listen,
back, but people, it's a misnomer. But I understand that. Is it a shovel pass or a shuffle pass?
Right.
Right.
Well, if you listen to our station, you heard the Boca Raton Bowl.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that's funny. The Boca Raton
It's interesting
Bowl
that people
was
are
on last night because we are the home of your NIU Huskies.
Oh, I thought it was
and they lost.
65-year-olds.
No.
The Boca Bowl. Yeah.
No, the Boca Bowl. I found out the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to be in the Outback Bowl. That's in Tampa. Right. What about your favorite teams, Bruce?
The Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl.
Super Bears, Super Bowl, Super Bears. But breaking down, Bears. Breaking down the Boca Raton Bowl will be Chet Kopic, who joins us at 8:38.
He's driving in right now, and he's going, I don't know this.
What am I doing?
Amy, I don't go down that low.
No, but for the Bears team, they have 5 Pro Bowl players. That's huge. And also, let's not forget their North Division champs, and season tickets go on sale today.
And those 5 Pro Bowlers are good old numbers 29, 52, 96, 23, and 39.
Wait, now, slow down. 29, 50. Khalil Mack's on one of those, right?
That's 52. Okay. You got that one. How about 29? Who's that? The Jewish guy. The Jewish kid.
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen. Okay. 23. Rhymes with Buller.
Okay. Mueller.
Close enough.
Schmuller.
Special Prosecutor Fuller. Yes. And 39.
Wait, hold on. 39 is...
Who
59 is Eddie Money.
Exactly. He's money. He's money, no question
Isn't it
about it.
really Eddie
Although
Money?
he
Take
twisted,
Me Home
but
Tonight?
it's not Eddie Money.
It's Eddie
but-
Jackson, and he twisted his ankle trying to slide down safely. I mean, it's not as bad as a celebratory
Who's the
sack
fifth?
like that guy did a few years
who's
ago.
the fifth?
Akeem Hicks.
Yeah, Akeem Hicks
Well,
is
what
96.
number is he?
96.
Akeem Hicks. Oh gosh. Well, you know what's good about the Bears? They're not a selfish team. I mean, they're there's not one star. They're just together. They're stars.
They're
You know what I'm saying? They're not like the
they are all
85,
selfish.
86 Bears.
You know, I hate to dismiss the 85 Bears.
here
They've
we
been
go.
with us for only over 3 decades.
They haven't gotten
They're
their
our last
respect.
good memory.
Bears.
Yeah.
Well, coming up in the next hour, John Lott will be here to discuss further the banning of bump stocks, bump your stock. And then Chet Kopic will be here at 8:38. You're not going to want to miss it. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Bill Daley raises $3 million. Preckwinkle and Mendoza returning contributions from Alderman Ed Burke. A group steals purses and then a car. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
A first step toward a second chance. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump says he's looking forward to signing a criminal justice reform bill passed by the Senate so far, with a House vote expected this week. In Washington, Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Chris, counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, praised Democrats for working with Republicans on the legislation, which could allow judges more discretion when sentencing some drug offenders.
I appreciate the fact that when there's a big issue that affects so many Americans, that the Democrats can lay down their partisan armor.
The measure would also boost prisoner rehabilitation efforts. The bill passed the Senate on a vote of 87-12. The House expected to pass it, and then it'll head to the Oval Office for the president's signature. Chris?
And Rachel, the Senate could vote today on a plan to fund the federal government into February and avoid a government shutdown Saturday. President Trump had demanded $5 billion for a border wall as part of any deal, and White House counsel Kellyanne Conway says we'll see what makes it to his desk.
The president is not softening stance. He has a responsibility to keep the government moving forward, and he has a responsibility to get border security.
She was on Fox and Friends this morning. In 100 days, Great Britain is scheduled to formally break free from the European Union. Now, there's no deal in place for how to do that, and Prime Minister Theresa May is putting 3,500 soldiers on standby and warning business owners to prepare for economic disruption.
It is the responsible position of government, and would be the responsible position of any government to put in place contingency arrangements for no deal.
The opposition Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn.
It's the Prime Minister that's failed to bring an acceptable deal back. Yes. And if she doesn't like doing it, then step aside and let somebody else do it.
The European Union has announced contingency plans to keep banking and air travel rules in place, for example, if a deal is not done in time. Stocks overseas mostly trading higher today. Dow futures up 140. This is Fox News.
Skies are gray, 36 degrees. It's 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. A person is in critical condition following a house fire in Will County. The blaze breaking out early this morning in the 2900 block of West Indiana in Beecher. The cause is under investigation. Funerals for 2 Chicago police officers fatally struck by a train Monday night will take place on Saturday at the St. Rita Shrine Chapel. They say they will host the funerals for Officer Conrad Gary Saturday at 9:30. Officer Eddie Marmoleo will also hold family will also hold the funeral at the same site at 12:30. 2 candidates running for mayor of Chicago are donating campaign contributions they say they've received from embattled Alderman Ed Burke. Tony Preckwinkle donating $12,000. Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza giving away $10,000. Also, Bill Daley appears to be the top fundraising candidate in the Chicago mayoral race. Daley has raised more than $3.1 million since entering the race. Tony Preckwinkle, $1.7 million. Gary Chico, $1.4 million. A drug trafficker from Chicago is detailing how he moved tons of cocaine through the south and west sides for accused drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Pedro Flores took the stand in New York, saying he was setting up distribution networks for El Chapo, moving all kinds of drugs from Mexico into the U.S. through Chicago. Flores also opened up about meetings with Guzman and his alleged hits ordered by El Chapo. Chicago sports was the Blackhawks over the Predators 2-1 at the UC. Tyler Johnson threw for 4 touchdowns as UAB crushed our Northern Illinois Huskies In the Boca Raton Bowl, 37-13. 8:03 time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here's Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, the Federal Reserve is expected to raise short-term interest rates today and to offer an update on the economy. Shipping company FedEx is lowering expectations for its business, and it's blaming a slowdown in global trade. FedEx is also offering a voluntary buyout program to its U.S. employees. However, Eli Lilly is upbeat about this year. It's reporting a strong quarter. It's raising its dividend. Lilly is predicting growth from new medications. General Mills is reporting a mixed quarter. Its earnings were stronger than expected, but its sales were not as strong as forecast. GlaxoSmithKline and Pfizer are combining their consumer health businesses, which includes things you buy over the counter at the drugstore. The two companies say the change will allow them to focus more on their prescription drug business. GlaxoSmithKline makes Sensodyne toothpaste. Pfizer makes Advil. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
If you're not pleased with your child's progress this school year, now's the time to consider enrolling your son or daughter in St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. With an ongoing enrollment program, it's never too late. For years, St. John's Northwestern Military Academy has served young men and is now an excellent co-ed environment. Not a school for troubled kids, but one that will prepare young men and women for college by focusing on rigorous academics and leadership with a safe, secure, and structured environment free from distractions that's conducive to successful learning. St. John's Northwestern Military Academy in the beautiful Lake Country region of southeast Wisconsin inspires personal growth through a commitment to excellence in academics, spiritual and character development, athletics, and their military traditions. Find out more about St. John's Northwestern Military Academy ongoing enrollment. Call 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET. Or visit their website, sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments. Clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
8:07. Let's get an update on the roads this morning in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Eisenhower, traffic is jammed. St. Charles to the Tri-State and 17th to the Burns Circle. It's an hour and 2 minutes, 390 to downtown. 46 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 41 minutes, 390. Eden's 19 minutes, Lake Cook Junction. Outbound 28. There are delays on the spur. Kennedy, you get 33 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 22 from Montrose. 20 in the Express. Outbound 30 minutes to O'Hare. Inbound Stevenson, 55 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 37. Ryan is 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 22 minutes. I-8 to Merge, Vision 430. Northbound Tri-States, 95th to 31st. From the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Northbound Veterans Memorial, Fountain Toll to Maple. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Some sun to start today, then increasing cloudiness, I-49. Cloudy tonight and a low 39. Cloudy with occasional rain tomorrow, high 44. Clouds windy and colder for Friday and a high at 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
37 at O'Hare, 38 along the lake, 34 in Aurora. And your next news update is at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Banning of the bump stock. So it happened yesterday. Not a huge surprise because President Trump did discuss it earlier after the Las Vegas shooting that he was going to make an effort to get them off the streets.
We're knocking out bump stocks. I've told the NRA, I've told it, bump stocks are gone.
And with the help of Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker yesterday, they banned bump stocks, saying people have 90 days to turn them into ATF agents or to simply destroy them. Brian Claypool.
Should they get rid of their belt loops and as well?
Brian Claypool.
And rubber bands?
An attorney, and he also survived the Las Vegas massacre.
Huge relief. This is a monumental move. There is no social utility for bump stocks in a civilized society.
But a lot of our listeners, Second Amendment writers, disagree with that. And for the latest on the move that President Trump made, let's go to John Lott, who joins us. John Lott, welcome back to the program. He is the president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and author of The War on Guns and More Guns, Less Crime. Good morning, Mr. Lott. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to you, too. So we knew it was coming, but should it have been done? And do you think that this ban will be challenged in court?
To be honest, it doesn't really make a big difference to me. I don't care if they're banned. I don't think it's going to make any difference in terms of people's ability to go and put things like that together. And bump stock, you can basically make with 2 tubes and a spring. And, as I guess your guest host was saying there also, there are lots of other ways you can mimic the same thing. We see this type of discussion a lot. So, for example, people want to go and limit things like magazine sizes. A magazine is a box with a spring in it. I've seen people put one together in 2 minutes from scratch. And, if it makes people feel better to go and ban these types of things, fine. But, with bump stocks, I really don't care too much. With magazine sizes, I guess I care more because the main impact is going to be law-abiding citizens who, let's say, carry a concealed handgun because the only magazine that you're going to have, if you're just a normal person carrying, is going to be the one in the gun. And so the only people that you really limit are going to be law-abiding citizens. But, to me, there are a lot more important things to worry about, things like these red flag laws that are getting passed and other things I think are a much bigger concern than, I'm sure there will be suits. Even the Obama administration felt it was a bridge too far. They didn't have the power to go and ban bump stocks when they considered it in 2010. And, it'll be challenged probably, but I think personally it's a waste of people's time and resources to challenge it.
Mr. Lott, I am the guest host, and I prefer to remain anonymous because I'm
His
saying
name is Bruce Wilk.
I'm saying such an outrageous things like that you can use rubber bands and belt loops. And thank you for acknowledging that contribution that I made. Let's turn our attention to something that maybe we should be worried about, and that's the AR-15. We haven't heard about it recently because there hasn't been this mass shooting of children in schools or at a mall in the United States in a number of months, but that we're about ready for unfortunately, because these things kind of feed on themselves. And I don't know if have you read Malcolm Gladwell about how the successive mass shootings become easier because people it's just a copycat phenomenon for one thing, but there doesn't seem to be the price to be paid, and it's going to happen, and then you're going to have that argument all over again about the AR-15.
Well, I guess it's not really obvious to me that there's been much new learned by these killers over time, what they had already learned a while ago. Maybe you saw innovations with the Las Vegas shooting, but any of the other ones are pretty much the same standard format that you have. These people go and try to find some type of gun-free zone, some place where they don't have to worry about somebody being able to go and stop them. They often take multiple weapons in with them at the same time. It's really hard to see much of a change in terms of this strategy over the last 20 years. So I guess, it would be the first time I didn't think Malcolm Gladwell was on point.
No, but wouldn't you agree that there is a greater, and I know, and you're very good at arguing about this, that there's more mass shootings in Europe and the numbers haven't changed, but there is a certain type of mass shooting, and let's face it, it's the kind that people are really concerned about, and there might even be class and racial considerations involved in it as well. But, when you get a Parkland or you get, some mall where middle class or upper middle class people are, then that's when they really start getting upset. They don't get upset about 3 gangbangers in the Englewood neighborhood, which is a mass shooting. They care about that, and that does seem to be there seems to be an uptick among those types of mass shootings. A, can you agree to that? And B, even if you don't agree with it, should there? What's the argument in favor of keeping the AR-15?
Okay, well, over the last year, a little bit over a year, there has been an uptick, okay? But it isn't that large, and it's 2012 had more mass public shootings that we've had this year, and more than we had last year. So people often, if there's an uptick for 1 year, they see trends that are occurring in things where I think, if you look over the last 20 years or what have you, it's pretty hard to see much of a change. I mean, it's been up a little bit, mainly because the last year has been high. But look, it doesn't change the fundamental things of how these guys plan it. They're still planning these things 6 months to 2.5 years in advance, long periods of time in advance. It doesn't change the types of targets that they go after. As to the AR-15, look, if you want to go and ban all semi-automatic rifles, at least there's a logic to that. But to go and ban a small game semi-automatic rifle, which is what the AR-15 is, it fires .223 caliber bullets. For people who don't know that lingo, you have 22 caliber rifles, which are kind of like the smallest. This is a little bit larger bullet. It's a little bit longer, but most states won't even let you hunt deer with an AR-15, and the reason why they won't is because the bullet is so small that they're worried about wounding the deer rather than killing it. If these people wanted to go and make sure they kill people, they would have a semi-automatic rifle that had a bigger bullet, be more likely to kill people. But, the thing is, they fire the same bullets as another semi-automatic small game hunting rifle with the same rapidity, doing the same damage. The thing that gets people upset is the, quote, military style. I know they often say, well, that must mean they're the types of guns used by the military. And the answer is no. No military around the world uses these types of AR-15s that are used in these attacks. They use M16s, guns that look like this, but actually have an automatic burst mode or can fire machine gun style where one pull the trigger, bullets come out as long as you keep the trigger depressed. But if you're going to ban them, let's talk about banning all semi-automatic guns rather than just some that look like a military weapon.
Well, you won't get an argument from the liberals over that. You won't get an argument.
No, I know, but they won't. They don't want to do that. At least they haven't so far. I know you have people like the Democrat who's running for governor in Georgia who had supported a law like that in the past, and of course she was denying it for a while when she was running for election there now in Georgia. But the thing is, civilians benefit from semi-automatic guns. The alternative, so you have three types of guns. You have manually loaded, where you have to physically put a bullet in the chamber yourself. Semi-automatic, one pull the trigger, one bullet comes out, it reloads itself. One pull the trigger, one bullet comes out, it reloads itself. Or you have automatic, which are machine guns. One pull the trigger.
Okay, and what's the benefit to the semi-automatic weapon? Because, the news, the nighttime news, just shows us the person who was shot and killed in Englewood. They never show the person who was protected by having a gun. It doesn't make for a story.
Sometimes they do.
No, but you're bringing up the exact point that needs to be talked about, and that is it takes time to manually load a gun. And so, you may not have the time to go and do that. If you fire a shot and you miss, or you wound but don't stop, a 220-pound man charging at you, do you have time? Having a couple seconds or a few seconds may make the difference between whether an individual is able to successfully defend themselves or not.
All right.
And so civilians understand that, and so they want to go and say, well, these are military weapons. I mean, whether it's Obama or Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris or others, they use these terms, military weapons, and it's not accurate.
Okay.
Because no
All right.
militaries around the world.
So
would
here's
do
the
that.
thing. Since 2010, 520,000 bump stocks have been sold. And I would wonder, do you think, people are going to be law-abiding citizens and do what they're told? They have 90 days to turn over their bump stock to the ATF or to destroy it. Do you think people are going to listen? They're going to actually do this?
I think a lot of people will wait till the courts decide on this. But again, it's irrelevant whether people do it or not, because
well, it's not irrelevant because they banned them yesterday, so it's not irrelevant.
No, I understand. But in terms of people having access to them, if you give me a couple pieces of pipe and a large spring, I can put I've seen people put something like that together. They can put something like that together in just a few minutes. Wow. Or, as was mentioned, with belt loops or other types of things that are there to go and accomplish basically the same outcome. People don't usually use it because it's hard to aim a gun when you're doing that type of thing. It's only kind of like for fun, I guess. Some people get fun out of it. So, look, I'm not a rights person. To me, what matters is whether it saves lives. And bump stocks aren't things that you generally use for self-defense. It doesn't make a lot of sense to go and use it in most cases for self-defense. Mm-hmm. But things like AR-15s or semi-automatic guns generally do make sense. And so I think there's a difference there. But any criminal who wants to spend a short amount of time, like this guy in Las Vegas, this guy put together incendiary bombs. This guy made napalm from scratch. This guy had all sorts.
But he also
that he
turned 14 semi-automatic. He put bump stocks on 14 semi-automatic rifles.
He could have done that. The point is, this guy had the technical skills where he could have easily. I mean, he had a machine shop where he made these bombs. The police. One of the few things we've gotten out of them is how technically sophisticated the bombs were that he had. He had his whole car wired with napalm. He could have driven it into the crowd, and according to things I've read, the blast radius would have been 50 yards.
Yeah. Let's say we got
you
rid
would
of
have had people.
Okay.
You would have had people within 50 yards covered with napalm.
Right. Let's say we got rid of. Okay. Let's say we got rid of all the semi-automatic weapons. We got rid of all of them, and it was leveling the playing field, so to speak. So, I mean, how many lives would be lost from ordinary citizens who would no longer be able to defend themselves because they don't have the security of an AR-15? I know it's hard to quantify, but I mean, that's the argument right there. The liberals are going to say you don't need a semi-automatic weapon. You don't, because the semi-automatic weapon is the one that's used in the school killings and in the mall shootings. All you need is your regular reloading revolver. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why police carry around Glocks, right?
Right.
Which are semi-automatic handguns.
Yeah.
They believe for their own protection, the protection of others, it provides them some advantages for doing that. And the same advantages that apply to them apply to civilians who are there. Look, somebody who's going to plan these types of attacks in advance. Let me back up a second. This notion that somehow you can stop criminals from getting guns. Chicago had a gun ban. D.C. had a gun ban. Now, I know people will say, well, you had to ban guns every place around the country because it was banned in Chicago. But that doesn't explain why the murder rate went up in Chicago or D.C. No. Even island nations that have banned guns, whether it be Jamaica or Ireland, Republic of Ireland or the UK, every single time murder rates have gone up. And the thing is, drug gangs in Chicago, how successful have you been in stopping the drug gangs from getting a hold of drugs in Chicago?
Right. So they got the guns, too. Yeah.
Well, right. But the same way they bring in drugs, they bring in guns. If I could click my fingers and cause all illegal drugs in the United States to disappear and all guns, how long would it take before drugs started coming into El Paso? 20 minutes? And they bring in the weapons at the same time because it's not like a drug gang can go to the police and say, look, this other drug gang stole our drugs. Can you help us get them back? They have to essentially set up their own militaries to go and protect that. Mexico has a murder rate more than 5 times the murder rate in the United States. They have one gun store in Mexico. Since 1972, they've had one gun store run by the military. Basically, the most powerful rifles you can buy are a .22 rifle. Those aren't the types of guns that the drug gangs use.
Mr. Lott, we appreciate your coming on. Amy's got me in her crosshairs right now. And,
I know. This seemed like it was going longer than
No, that's great. Right. You're great. I could listen to you forever.
And thank you for the information. It's always a pleasure having you on. Thank you. John Lott, Jr., president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and author of the book, More Guns, Less Crime. He joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Warren Buffett's mentor, Benjamin Graham, said, "The essence of investment management is the management of risk, not returns." Hi, this is Joe Lopresti, president of Arlington Capital Management. I'm here to explain how we help manage our clients' exposure to risk. We're the creators of our proprietary proactive asset allocation strategy, known as PAS. It is designed to analyze important market trends and alert us to potential changes in the market. But that's only part of what I believe makes Arlington Capital Management unique. It's the care and personalized service we provide our clients that really defines us. We understand how important your financial goals are to you and your family, and we never take that responsibility lightly. It all starts by understanding the things that are most important to you. It's part of the Arlington Capital Management difference. To experience it for yourself, schedule your complimentary consultation by calling 855-471-5796. That's 855-471-5796, or visit arlington-capital.com.
Hey guys, oh yeah. It's hard to be perfect, right? Especially when it comes to finding that great Christmas gift for your wife or girlfriend. But this year you can score a perfect 10 with her, with all the new Perfect 10 pajamas from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts. Because Perfect 10 pajamas are created to be the PJs of her dreams. It feels like silk, only softer, gentle, relaxing touch. She'll love it. And you'll score because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, delivery by Christmas guaranteed, lifetime guarantee, so you risk nothing on those Perfect 10 pajamas. So get yours today by going to pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. That's 1-800-GIVE-PJs. And be sure to tell them that Dan and Amy sent you.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's actually really been helping my system and my lupus and my gastro problems. So I'm actually very happy with the product.
Acid reflux is pretty much under control. That's why I keep taking it.
I have noticed, I'm sleeping better since I started taking the Balance of Nature and all the other things I'm doing.
I can't believe how wonderful your product is. I listened to you guys on the radio for years and years and years,
and I listen to all the testimonials. I go, well, it's probably time to give it a try. And I've been just happy as can be ever since.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
AM 560, The Answer.
Wait, Sean from Elmwood Park walks in here, and it reeks of cigars. Do you smell that?
I love secondhand cigar smoke.
I mean,
I can't smoke cigars myself, but I love the smell, the musky.
I
That's
don't,
not
but
musky.
I don't like
That's
that smell.
Cuban.
That's a day-old cigar smell.
Yeah, it's a little stale.
Oh, here he comes.
It's
Hi.
a little stale.
Oh, it's ambiance. Okay. All right. We want to thank our Food for the Poor donators, those who have given of themselves, who have helped us out with our goal to feed 3,000 kids this holiday season. Let's give them some shout-outs. We got Amy in Mundelein. We have, that smell, Dave in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, Russell in Linwood, Iris in South Barrington, just to name a few. And thank you so much for helping us. Here's what you do. A one-time donation of $80. The number to call, 844-862-HOPE. That's 844-862-4673. One-time donation of $80. Or really, whatever donation you can make, but $80 will provide food for a year, clean water for life. You can also become a business benefactor, Bruce. You want to tell us about that and what new companies have signed up?
Any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on AM 560. The Answer. Call sales manager Anjanette Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951, 847-472-8951, and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, we're going to be breaking down the Boca Raton Bowl. No, we're kidding. Chet Kopic will be here to talk about his new book and about the Bears. Are they Super Bowl bound? But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Gray skies and 37 degrees. When it comes to avoiding a partial government shutdown at the end of the week, President Trump is saying we'll see what happens. The president said last week he would be proud to shut down the government temporarily and partially to secure a $5 billion border wall funding bill. The National Weather Service confirming Port Orchard, Washington, about 15 miles west of Seattle, had a tornado touchdown. Federal judge is delaying sentencing for former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Judge Emmett Sullivan accepted a recommendation for a delay from government lawyers and defense attorneys.
For now, Flynn remains out on bail. But here's the question. Can he assist prosecutors enough during the next 3 months to convince the judge when he comes back here that he does not deserve prison time?
That's NBC's Pete Williams, a judge throwing out a lawsuit filed by 15 students who claim they were traumatized by the deadly shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High in February. Asian automakers are turning out apparently the safest cars on the road. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety's list of safest cars for 2019 ranks Subaru number 1, the only U.S. brand that shows up in any of the 12 vehicle categories, Chrysler Pacifica ranking first among minivans. Funerals for 2 Chicago police officers fatally struck by a train Monday night will take place Saturday at the St. Rita Shrine Chapel. Bill Daley appears to be the top fundraising candidate in the Chicago mayor's race. Tribune reporting Daley's raised more than $3.1 million since entering the race in September. Suburban Arlington Heights Police Station now open a month after a car crashes into the lobby that slightly delayed that opening. It's a $25 million project that includes indoor garages and forensic processing bays for vehicles and a new memorial wall for those lost in the line of duty. It's been 21 years to the last 24 hours, 21 years ago since Chris Farley died, taking with him one of the biggest comic presences of his generation. There were many elaborate tributes yesterday, but none as elaborate as the one posted by his old pal Adam Sandler, who released a video excerpted from his recent Netflix special, 100% Fresh, offering up a musical appreciation of the funniest guy he knew. Farley died at the John Hancock Center, again, 21 years ago, yesterday. Blackhawks beat the Predators 2-1 at the UC. UAB over Northern Illinois in the Boca Raton Bowl, 37-13. College hoops wins for Notre Dame and Loyola. The news is a service of Lowe's. Pros in the know start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with a Lowe's business credit account. 5% savings in-store and online, subject to credit approval, cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has a simple test to check moral clarity.
This is another exam that I would like to give to help determine a person's thinking. Like, do you support all black dormitories on college campuses? Do you think Israel is the villain in the Middle East? There are some very clarifying conscience and moral compass issues.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Get ready to make Range Day more awesome. Here's the perfect gift for the gun owner on your list, or for yourself, a Hackett Equipment Range backpack. The Hackett Equipment Range backpack comes in 3 styles of covert quality range backpacks that hold 2 to 4 pistols and carry a lifetime warranty. There's also an attachable rifle bag, tactical shooting glasses, all at affordable prices. You can even join the Hackett Equipment Army with a Hackett Equipment Pocket Pistol t-shirt. Hackett Equipment is a Chicago-based company that shares your values, and they'd like to share a smoking hot discount just for AM 560 listeners. Get 20% off all Hackett Equipment online products for a limited time with promo code AM 560. Plus, all orders over $100 receive free shipping on top of your 20% discount. Make trips to the shooting range easier and more fun by taking everything you need for a day at the range, hands-free. Visit gunrangebags.com and see for yourself why Hackett Equipment bags have endless 5-star reviews. Have a blast at the shooting range and save 20% plus free shipping on orders over $100 with promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560.
It's Dr. David Kolbaba.
It's our winter survival kit for this cold and flu season. It's power-packed with natural ingredients, and unlike the flu shot, it's safe and effective. First, it's our Sunny C 1000. It's highly absorbable, and it does not suppress your body's natural killer cells like most other vitamin C supplements do. And when you purchase your first bottle of our Sunny C 1000, I promise to include scientific data to back it up. And I'll also include a vitamin C dosage chart for you to customize how much is best for you, whether you're fighting off a cold or flu, or you want a preventative dose to keep you from getting a cold or flu. Sunny C 1000. It's easy on the stomach, and it's essential in fighting illness. And when you order your Sunny C 1000 today, be sure to get more information on the rest of our winter survival kit. Call 800-794-1855. It's our Health Quest Radio hotline. And be sure to listen to Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11. But for now, that number again, 800-794-1855.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
8:37. Let's get an update on that morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Metro reports delays on the Rock Island line this morning. And the Tri-State Tollway, it's heavy, 95th to 47th. Then from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue curve, northbound Veterans Memorial, slow traffic, 75th to the Reagan Tollway. And the tollways look good. Eden's 19 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 28. Kennedy, 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 35 from Montrose, 30 in the Express. Outbound 30 to the airport, inbound Eisenhower. An hour and 2 minutes, 390 to downtown. 46 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 41 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 55 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 37. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 22 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishopport, 30. Southbound Lakeshore Drive is heavy Montrose to North Avenue. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Sunshine through the area. Clouds on the increase for much of the day and will top out at 49. Cloudy and 39 overnight. Tomorrow, occasional rain, 44. Currently, 37. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Bulls, Bears, we've got it all covered here. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome back to the program. Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf sitting in for Dan Proft. Lovely shirt on. Now I know why you're dressed up.
Sure. Chet Kopic is here.
Yeah.
Never heard of the bum.
We got to compete with his mink coat. Is that a mink there?
Yeah, I mean, this is mink. And by the way, if you're scoring at home, this is the 9th fur coat I've had over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
Does Pete ever get mad at you? Do they ever come up to you and harass you?
Oh, quite a bit, yes.
Yeah.
And I tell them, go have a prime rib, go have a cheeseburger.
Yeah, there you go.
So when we go out afterwards and somebody throws paint on that because you're wearing a mink coat, you just got another one in the closet that you can substitute.
Well, I have a couple of them in the closet, but to answer the obvious question, I don't wear them because of warmth. I began wearing them when I was 19 years old. Do you remember a black exploitation film called The Mac years ago where the black dude had this long white rabbit fur coat?
So you're Shaft.
I thought that was the hottest thing in the world. And there used to be a place called Davis for Men, great clothing store on Wells Street, and they had that coat. And I bought it. Imagine this. Now, this is like 1972. I bought it for $225.
Unbelievable.
That's it?
And it was a chick magnet.
Really?
Let me tell you, when I wore that in the female wing of Cook County Jail, they were all over me.
Yeah, right. So now, if you lend me your coat, since you go about a foot taller than I am, it'll just go all the way down to my ankles. Yeah,
it'll go all the way.
Well, if we take a team photo, this can cover.
Oh, that's right. We will take a picture after the show and we will tweet it out.
And you're wearing your orange
Facebook,
your orange shirt underneath that in honor of the Chicago Bears. And
actually, Bruce, I woke up so damn early this morning. Okay. I have no idea what the hell I'm wearing.
Well, it worked. It worked. So the Bears are now playoff bound. I don't know what I picked.
It's called the North Division
Come on,
champs.
honestly, you thought they'd win 5 games this year, right, Chet?
4 or 5 games tops. Yeah, I really guessed wrong.
But didn't Matt Nagy come out and say we're not going to win this year? I mean, we're not going to go, or was that last year? No, this is his first
That was
year.
last year with John Fox, whose idea of a great ad lib was, next question.
That's not bad. It's not bad. It's very Belichickian. So has Trubisky arrived, and I bring up this one play. The Packers are dropping 6 back in coverage, okay? So they're challenging him to throw, and he hits Trey Burton. I mean, does that mean he's arrived, or he's still making too many mistakes?
Well, he's still making youthful mistakes, but I will say this much. Under Nagy, his progress this year has been extraordinary. Then again, he finally has some weapons to throw to. Tariq Cohen,
Cohen. Sorry.
What did I
you
say?
Said Cohen. It's all right.
All right, Amy, that's
I'm sorry.
1 Jacobson, 0 Kopic, 15:35 left in period number 1.
I don't mean to correct you, but we just went over his name because he's going to the Pro Bowl. And he's on my fantasy
football team. You still know all the
team.
uniform numbers like I do?
Oh the first time you and I ever got together on radio.
Do you remember that?
You asked me. Yes, I do. It was 1981. We were at some dive bar.
Sure.
I think over on Irving Park Road.
Right. Probably at Nicky Chevrolet.
Chicago
45.
Joe's.
I think we were at Nicky Chevrolet 45.
Is that the one on beautiful Irving Park Road?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then
we're anxious to see you.
Yes, we know all the numbers.
Well, the first number you gave me was 48.
Sure.
And you and Andy Livingston, and I said Vic Zucco. Now,
Right.
Zucco played in 1955.
Well, yeah, because you go further back.
Well, I do. I go further back than George Halas.
Well, you've been to like 68 consecutive home openers.
68 consecutive Chicago Bears home openers. And if my ex-wife, Anna Marie Buzalaki, Kopic Buzalaki.
No wonder she
I think I got
divorced
that
you.
right. I mean, I missed on going, but I think I got that one right.
You got the name of your ex.
She would tell you that shows how limited my life really has been.
Why? It's consistent.
Yes, it
You're
is
consistent.
So do you think the Bears have it this year to go back to a Super Bowl? I mean, it's been what?
Amy,
since
may God strike me
2007?
dead. A month ago, I wouldn't have said this if you put a knife to my throat. Defense travels. Defense wins on the road. This club is very good. This is the kind of ball club that if you can avoid turning over the football could stun not only this community but stun the National Football League, because I really believe if you look at their defense and Khalil Mack
Oh, he's amazing.
is the biggest steal arguably in National Football
He made
League
a
history.
sack with his tuchus.
No, with his back.
Yeah.
Well, it was,
yes.
he had 2.5 sacks
Chet and I
last
speak
game.
Yiddish to each other.
No, but he had 2.5 sacks, and I thought the half of the sack was when he
Bruce,
fell
I thought
back
it was
and
a
knocked
mitzvah.
over the.
You make a sack with your tuchus, it's a mitzvah.
But he fell back into Aaron Rodgers, and that
he
was
fell
half
back.
a sack.
I don't even think he fell back.
I
I,
don't even
think he
think he meant to do it.
deliberately took him down with his back. Leonard Floyd had maybe the best game he had this year. Is he coming around, or are they learning how to use him? Because he's kind of a freak of nature, and he can't really bowl over the opposing lineman. But if they play a game with him and he uses his speed, he can get to the runners and the
I'm
quarterbacks.
shocked that Leonard was chosen a Pro Bowl alternate because that's really he's not that good
People
yet.
were talking about getting rid of him. Now he's
Exactly.
A Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, he began this year as something of a will he be around for the third year type of football player. That being said, he had 2 sacks in the fourth quarter, but at that point, Aaron Rodgers had no run game, no offensive line. He's down. He had to throw. So he got what they call in the trade garbage sacks. That being said, I got to tell you, his potential is off the charts.
So, and you mentioned that Rodgers was down, and the Packers were
Amy,
down.
we're going to get to the fashion part of our show in about 5 minutes.
No, I'm listening. I
already
watch
did the
football.
fur coat. So
my
there's
son plays football. I know a little bit
you
more
had
than you.
the Packers down 6 defensive players or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
they're decimated. They got a new coach. Some people are saying, okay, yeah, the Bears covered the spread and everything, but are we getting ahead of ourselves a little bit about this team?
Bruce, great point, because my next book is going to be on Dennis McKinnon,
Oh, it is.
the most underrated player in
Little
Chicago
number
Bears
85.
history. Yeah.
Silky D.
It's called Bad to the Bone, The Football Life of Dennis McKinnon. It'll be out in July. It's available on Eckhart's Press.
Wow.
Or you can call me at my home number. I don't care.
And I'll give you a copy. So this is your current book, Your Dime, My Dance Floor, Chet Kopic, In Pursuit of Chet Kopic. I love the way that you did that. Your fourth book? Fifth book. And how is this one different than the other ones? I know you teamed
this
up
one
with...
is actually selling, Amy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Which makes it the most remarkable book.
So this
I've
is
ever
kind of
written.
like Gibbon's decline and fall of the Roman Empire. It's
Well,
like
'cause
10 volumes.
I read your first book,
Listen,
Chet Kopic.
my fall of the Roman Empire happened 30 years ago. You see, I like being in a joint like this, this early in the morning, because it reminds me of when I was making real money.
Sure. Me too. We have that in common.
Your first, how is this different from your first book? Because I actually read your first book, Chet Kopic, Laying It on the Line. I do believe that was the...
Well, this book, Amy, was written kind of on the spur of the moment.
Mhm.
I sat down one day, and I loved to write. When I was very young, my initial ambition was not to be a sportscaster. It was to be a sports writer.
Wow.
And when I was 7, 8 years old, my dad would have the Tribune and the Sun-Times in the morning, the Daily News and the American at night. And I was galvanized by people like Dave Condon and John Carmichael and Jack Griffin and people like that. I really want Royko. You know, I was crazy about Royko. I wanted to be Royko, but the fact is God couldn't be Royko, as far as I'm concerned. With all due respect to God.
Sure.
Who, by the way, took Green Bay and the points.
Stupid God.
But I sat down and I began to write, and I wrote the first chapter in the book is kind of surrealistic, and you have to have some imagination. My dad scored 4 front row tickets, this is in the late 1950s, for a White Sox-Yankees doubleheader at Old Comiskey Park.
Wow.
My mom went, she could care less, and my uncle was a big baseball fan. And I will never forget as Mickey Mantle came out of the dugout
Good old
to
number
the
7.
on-deck circle.
Sure.
Good old number 7.
Yeah, yeah.
The Mick, here is this Adonis from Oklahoma who is so good-looking, so stunning, so physically appealing. He makes Brad Pitt look like Wolfman Jack.
Really?
And I remember the look on my mom's face.
When she
And
saw him, was she interested in baseball then?
She ran out onto the on-deck circle.
No, what she did, she said, Mick, the hell with the ball game. Let's go to the Palmer House and get loaded.
Well, those are the kind of anecdotes that we need to populate.
Yeah,
a book.
I mean,
Yes,
I
get
talk
it.
about wrestling Victor the Bear 3 times. I talk about the formation of my personality on air, off air, which is very much that of Jack Brickhouse, Brent Musburger, the roller derby.
Sure.
Which I broadcast for
What was
3
Joni
years.
Weston's number? So
53.
Okay. I don't remember. Here's one thing that you were a pioneer on. You know, people don't recognize this. So, you know, Amy, they used to use film to cover ball
I'm
games
familiar
and things
with
like
film.
that.
I had to
this
splice
thing
film
comes
once on an
this
audio track.
technological development comes along called the Minicam.
Yeah.
And Chet's the first guy to really take advantage of it in the sportscasting sense. You'd go into the Bear games, into the locker room after the game, interview everyone like you were taking their depositions, that like it was the Vietnam War that you were covering, and nobody else did that, and then everybody copied that. Everybody started saying, "We're going to interview everybody in the Bears locker room and treat it, like this is hard news," and you did that.
Hey, man, here's your headline for tomorrow. Yeah. Shortly before his death, Kopic had been described as a trailblazer by veteran radio and TV star Bruce Wolf.
Well, I'm going to write the
posthumous. By the way, if you're in need of legal help, don't call Howard, call Bruce.
Right. So, can you get me Javi Baez to do a spot
I really
for me?
dig Howard. He's cool.
Oh my gosh! Do your Chet Kopic impersonation.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Do you know how much mileage over the years I got out of
And you never given me one dime for that.
It's not about. Why don't you read a Food for the Poor? Read and chit chat. Here you go. Here you go.
The one you did that I love was, we're talking Gian, we're talking Greco, we're talking Greco-Roman wrestling.
You do it in a chit-chat voice.
Oh, I could never do it.
Am I putting you guys on the spot right now? Is this uncomfortable?
Just read the business benefactor
Read the
program
business
part.
benefactor. No, we're not handing him the business benefactor. Really? All right.
Do it
All right, we have a special program for business owners or anyone involved in marketing a business. It's called our Business Benefit Program. You hear what I'm talking about? With this program, any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday.
Come on,
we're
give me
talking 5 a.m. through 8 p.m.
Yeah.
We're talking AM 560. We're talking The Answer. We're not talking about the other palookas. We're talking about The Answer. For a business that wants to be involved in this program, here's how they can do so as I pass it on to my good friend, Chet.
Yeah, Chet.
Call Engineer Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951. I'm stuck. And ask for the Business Benefactor Program. Visit 560theanswer.com and searching for the keyword food. That's lobotomy load on sports.
Thank you.
I owe Chet Kopic my career.
Where's our clap line? All right, thank you so much, Chet Kopic.
Whatever
Again,
his
the
name
book,
is.
Your Dime, My Dance Floor, Chet Kopic in Pursuit of Chet Kopic. So good seeing you, my friend.
Bless you. Good to see you, Amy. You look spectacular.
Thank you.
Will you tell your husband to get lost and you and I'll spend a gorgeous week in Racine?
Right. We'll go to breakfast instead of you going to breakfast with Bruce.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
If you did not purchase health insurance coverage during the 2017 open enrollment, I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time during the year. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other health insurance carriers. If you are between the ages of 19 and 64, you are automatically paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. If you are a non-smoking 50-year-old male or female living in the city of Chicago, the monthly premium rate for a 100% tax-deductible health savings account PPO plan would be $590 per month. But I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity benefit and lower your monthly premiums down to approximately $240 per month. To see if you qualify or for more information, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare.
If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. Stay warm this winter. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for winter storms and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized